Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. And it is the first Thursday of September, which means it's time for another episode of Achievement Chasers with my awesome co-host, Dude, as we talk about our achievement hunting over the course of August. How's it going, Dude? What's up?
Doing pretty good. How about you?
Doing good. So when we talked about when we were going to do this episode, whether this Thursday or next Thursday would work better, you're like, I won't have a whole lot of to talk about. But I took a quick glance at your retro achievement list yesterday, and it looks like you've been making some good progress in the last
I
days.
did play a couple of quick games that I could finish in like an hour or a couple.
So maybe we'll have a little bit more to talk about than I thought. Obviously, I'm not going to have anywhere near as much to talk about as last month since that was a doubleheader.
Of course, when we scheduled it, I didn't have those already set up yet. So.
That's true. I don't think you were probably planning on doing those at that point. You're just like, what the heck? So, yeah, I've got a few things to talk about. Definitely not as much as last month, and most of the stuff I have to talk about is kind of quick. But good to be back and talking some achievements with you. Let's see here.
Not every stream is going to be a marathon like it was last time.
Yeah, since that was a doubleheader. So, yeah, we did our July episode on August 14th. So that was only like 3 weeks ago. It feels a lot longer ago than that.
Doesn't feel that long to me.
I was gonna say, I'm assuming it doesn't feel very long for you, but for some reason for me it feels a lot longer than 3 weeks. But good to be back and talking achievements with you. And I see good buddy from over in the Xbox side of things, Rocker Dude's in chat saying, what's up, Rocker Dude? How's it going? I will be talking about August's Metroidvania of the month here tonight because I did complete that. So,
there's a new Metroidvania that broke all the stores today.
There is that as well. I have not played it yet. I'm not in a rush to play it. I absolutely will play it at some point.
I still need to play the first one.
So if anyone doesn't know what we're talking about, one of the the holy grail of Metroidvania is released today, and that's Hollow Knight Silksong. I will probably start it and get like the first achievement in it, just put it on my tag in the next couple days. But when I actually get around to playing it, I have no idea. It's not very high on my priority list because I was not a big fan of the first game. But yeah,
watch this when it ends up blowing your expectations out of the water.
I doubt it, but that would be interesting if I liked it more than the first one. But yeah, it's been like everyone's like crapping themselves over. Oh my God, it's finally here. It's like Michael Scott meme. Oh my God, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. And
I mean, it's kind of like the Half-Life 3 of Metroidvanias.
It really is.
But unlike Half-Life 3, this actually exists now.
This actually exists, yeah. And I think...
actually, to be honest, unlike the number 3 at Valve, it exists.
Yeah, they don't know how to count to 3. But I think I saw something about like some stores, maybe even Steam, like crashing because of people.
All 4 stores actually crashed because it had problems because of this.
Dang, that is
PlayStation,
nuts.
Xbox, Nintendo, and Steam.
It is nuts.
It crashed Nintendo so bad that they actually had to put down their store for maintenance.
Oh my goodness, that is crazy. So yeah, this game has been highly anticipated. It's been in the works for like ever. And they blew everyone away with it only being $20 full price. So I saw
they probably should have sold it for $30 and people would have been fine.
Yeah. So I saw a post on Reddit today in the Metroidvania Reddit about some other indie devs who are working on Metroidvanias. They're like, I don't feel comfortable releasing my game at $20 now because it's a lot shorter than Silksong. And most of the people in the comments are like, that's fine because most of us were expecting Silksong to be like $40-$50. So the fact that it's coming out at 20 is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So I will give them props for.
I do feel sorry for one dev that actually planned a release for this day, and apparently it's a good game too. I think it's a Hell Is Us or something like that.
Oh yeah, Hell Is Us. I don't know if that came out today, but
I think it came out today, and people have been saying that's a good game and just bad timing.
Well, I guess Hollow Knight is a Souls-like Metroidvania, and I believe Hell Is Us is a Souls-like, so they do have kind of a similar crossover.
But here's the thing, though: even games that don't have crossover can still step on each other's toes.
That's true. There were a bunch of other games. I don't know what they are all off the top of my head, but there were probably another 4 or 5 games that were scheduled to come out this week that moved out of the way because when Silksong said, "Hey, we're coming out this day," they're like, "We're going to move our release back or forward or whatnot." So I don't remember what they are, but I remember seeing
it's
a
actually
video.
kind of smart, to be honest.
within the last few days of games that changed their release dates because of Silksong. So, but yeah, I'll be playing it. I just don't know when. There's a lot of other Metroidvanias I'd much rather play first. So, but what's up, Nightmare? How's it going? I was hanging out in his stream earlier today. Now he's over here hanging out with us. So, but yeah. So, all that being said, I'll go ahead and kick us off. I'm going to kind of just follow a similar format to last month where I talk about all my retro achievement stuff from beginning of the month to end of the month, and then switch to Xbox from the beginning of the month to end of the month. And I'll start off really quick because I talked about this kind of at length last month, but I hadn't finished it yet. But I was working on Link's Awakening DX, and I did complete it, and I got all the achievements. I basically had to do a partial second playthrough in order to get all 26 seashells because I missed a couple of them my first playthrough. Which you have to get up to at least Dungeon 6 because you have to get the level 2 power bracelet in order to get all of the seashells. So I didn't finish that playthrough, but I did get the level 2 power bracelet. I don't even think I finished the 6th dungeon. I got the power bracelet, and then I went and collected all the seashells, and that was my last achievement. So wrapped it up, and that is now my highest achievement count completed retro achievement game with 110 achievements in that one. But that was fun.
It doesn't match mine.
Yeah,
Dynasty Warriors, I believe, is the one that's like that for me.
Yeah, not my most in a game. My most achievements in a game is Mega Man X Collection on GameCube with like 340, but it's my highest.
I'm talking about completed as well.
But my highest completed game is 110 with Link's Awakening DX, and yours, like 300 or 400 in Dynasty Warriors 5, right?
Yeah. It was like almost 300.
So, but yeah, I did both Link's Awakening, the Game Boy and the Game Boy Color versions back to back, and I still wanted more after that. But unfortunately, Link's Awakening on Switch doesn't have retro achievements. Otherwise, I probably would have done that one too. But yeah, I was thinking about it the other day. I'm like, God, I can't wait for Switch to get retro achievements because then I'll finally play some of, kind of similar to you. It's like I'll play some of these games that I kind of want to play, but I don't really have much incentive to, like the recent Zelda games. But I know
like the only game that might actually get me to play it like day one is probably going to be Metroid Prime 4.
Yes, Prime 4 I will play. Most likely I will play day one. But the games that like it's like I would like to play those, but they're not really high on the priority list. It's like once they have retro achievements.
Like I would love to play Donkey Kong Bonanza once achievements are added to it.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, first we got a few more consoles to get support, namely Wii.
Xbox.
I've ranted about that a few times lately. It's like we already have the emulator with retro achievements built in for GameCube. What is taking so long for Wii?
Again, it's more that they're trying to keep devs not branching out too much. But now that the GameCube has kind of been around for a little bit, I think they'll probably start hinting at it a bit more soon.
You think there's people working on Wii achievement sets already? They just haven't announced
it
yet?
There might be because whenever they first release it, they used to just release the console and then it's like whoever works on a games for that console will start working on it. But now they actually do like a whole launch window, so like a bunch of games will be supported.
I like that
once it's announced.
I think that's a good way to do it. But yeah, I can't wait because I just finished Metroid Prime 3 on stream on Monday night for Metroidvania Monday, and I'm going to be playing through that again absolutely once it gets retro achievements. And this Monday, since I finished Prime 3, I'll be starting Other M, and I'll play that for retro achievements once it has retro achievements. But it's kind of painful, not painful to play the game because I love Prime 3, but it was just kind of painful playing through it and not getting any retro achievements along the way when it's like I know it's like really close. It's got to be sometime soon. And I was thinking about, there's a bunch of other GameCube or Wii games that I'm looking forward to playing through again once they do have retro achievements. So, but yeah, so I finished off Link's Awakening DX. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things on the retro achievement side to talk about, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things on Xbox to talk about. So.
They got about 8 things to talk about.
You got 8 things,
and they're all on retro achievements.
They're all retro achievements. Okay, I think
the only game I've been playing other than retro achievements is Warframe, and I actually did something pretty crazy in that game that most people would never think to do.
Okay.
And there's the Nemesis system in this game. You will have to work with a little bit for the achievements because I think they have an achievement for killing each of the first 2 sets of Nemesis systems. they have 3 systems now, but the third one they didn't add achievements to. And pretty much you create a character who's supposed to be your rival for a little bit, and then you're supposed to do certain nodes that would actually anger them because you're attacking their subordinates, and then that sometimes they'll come in and try to fight you, and then you just have to try and kill. You have to use you have to get them down on one knee and then try to use your execution attack on them. And whether or not your execution attack works whether or not you have 3 specific mods on your in the correct order on your hidden blade, pretty much.
Okay.
So and then once you kill them, you get the weapon that you spawn them with a random element and number to that element, and the reason why you keep on farming the system is that you can increase that number to 60%. So I got every weapon now up to 60%.
Nice.
And the worst thing is that some of those weapons were at 25% when I got them, which is the lowest. And there were some weapons that just kept on not giving me enough of a percentage to really give me anything. But of course, the way the system works is that you will always go up no matter what.
Okay.
It'll go up like a certain percentage point higher than the higher number of the weapon. So like if you have a 27 and a 33, it would be like a 36 when you combine them.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter if the original weapon was 33 or the new one is.
It'll take whatever's higher.
Yeah, so you're guaranteed to always move up.
Okay. So 2 things regarding Warframe then. It sounds like they implemented the Nemesis system from Shadow of Mordor.
It's not as complicated as it.
I thought
it was like their inspiration
copyrighted
from the Nemesis system.
Okay, and WB hasn't tried to sue them for it.
It's been the system. It's been in the game for years. At this point, it ain't gonna do anything.
Okay, cool.
And the boy bands are the third one that they added in, and I showed you the boss fight for that.
I remember you showing me that. But yeah, we talked about it on Party Chat one time for what's the franchise you'd love to see the Nemesis system get added to. So in Warframe, are there any achievements you don't have? Are you still working towards something? I thought you had them all.
I'm pretty much just doing stuff like trying to get 99 cape in every skill in RuneScape.
Okay, pretty much. I thought so.
Pretty much that's what I'm doing at this point.
Gotcha.
And I'm so close to that end, it feels weird.
It's like, what will you do with yourself once you complete it?
Yeah, because I won't even have dailies to do. I'll just have weeklies to do at that point.
Like, my life has lost meaning. No, I know that feeling though. It's like
after you've completed a game, sometimes it feels like that.
Yeah, I've had it on my list of Party Chat topics forever, but we haven't done it yet. Where I don't know exactly how to phrase it, but games that were so good that after you beat it, you kind of feel sad and you don't want to go back and play other games now because it was so good.
But you've already done everything to the point where you can't really do anything else
in the game. Yeah, it's like I'll go and play it again just because it was so good, but it's not going to reach the same sort of highs. And I know exactly which game it is for. The most recent game, at least for me, because that's the one that inspired the question when I wrote it down. But maybe we'll talk about that on the next episode of Party Chat. We'll see. But yeah, I've soon, probably sometime this month, I'll start diving into, at least dipping my toe into the Warframe and start making some progress. And
I sort of have a couple of achievements. Most of this game's achievements are pretty easy. Yeah, it's just mainly just getting the materials to get the weapons so you can level them up for those achievements.
I remember you telling me about that. So since I've started it now, I just haven't played it other than getting the first achievement. I'm going to start dip my toe in to try to collect some resources and stuff so I can at least have stuff being built, in real time while I'm not playing the game. So it's not.
Yeah, that's one of the good things about the game is that it is a live service, but it's a live service in all the right ways.
Yes.
There's a reason why it's been around for almost 15 years now.
Has it been that long?
I know it celebrated 13 or 14 recently.
Let's see here. Well, so I'm pulling it up on 360. Was it out before it came out on in 360?
I think it. Well, to be honest, Xbox was the last. What? I think it was released on PC
Sorry,
first.
not 360. Xbox One. It wasn't on 360.
Yeah, I don't think this game could have ran on 360.
So okay, so at least on Xbox, it came out September 2nd, 2014. So 2 days ago, it had its 11th anniversary. At least on Xbox.
That's on Xbox, but you got to remember it's also PC.
Let me see.
Yeah, look for its PC
release date. PlayStation 4 on November 15th, 2013. September 2nd, 2014 for Xbox. Switch in 2018. PS5 2020. The Series X and S in 2021. And it came out on iOS last year. And it still has not come out on Android, but people are wanting that.
They have already announced that. So
okay, and its closed beta was on PC in October of 2012, and its open beta was in March of 2013. So
yeah, so it's 2012. So
if you count the open beta, yeah, it's been almost 13 years. Wow.
They count the open beta whenever they do the anniversaries.
That makes sense. So, and I'm finally just getting into it almost 13 years later.
Yeah, so you got 14 years of content to go through.
And I'm assuming they have not pulled a Destiny and removed content that was in the game.
They have removed some content, but it never had achievements tied to it. Okay. And they moved the rewards from that to another system. Yeah, so that was technically they haven't lost anything. They just lost, and it was like their attempts at doing raids like Destiny.
Oh, okay.
But they always had issues every time they did an update with them because like there's always some system that they added in that would break the system in those raids. And it was the only thing in there besides the multiplayer, besides the PvP, that had more than 4 people connected outside of the social hubs.
Okay.
So, and to be honest, nobody plays a PvP in Warframe.
Yeah, that's not why I would play.
It's kind of a meme. It's literally a meme at this point.
Yeah, it's like people play it for the PvE co-op aspect of it, which is what I'm looking forward to. Since
every now and then they try to do something that's PvP Destiny. Kind of like they tried to adding a sports ball type thing called Onaro, and that didn't really kick off that like they wanted to. So I think that they had a new game mode in 1999 that's kind of PvP, but it's more you racing against another group in PvE.
While we're on the topic of in-game esports, I was a huge fan of Griffball and Halo back in the day. I was actually on on a team of one of the first like actual competitive leagues for Griffball, and that was fun. I think we ended up.
I almost got into an actual
place.
I think I almost got into a sponsored team, a team that was almost sponsored by in one of those clan battle type websites.
Are we talking for Halo or for
Halo 3?
Okay, nice.
I think I still have the videos of those games saved on my Xbox.
Okay, so let's see here. Oh yeah, because they didn't pull a Destiny and actually remove story content. So it's like I've the thought has crossed my mind a few times of getting into Destiny 2 since I never did. But the fact that they've removed content, so I would literally not be able to play the full experience at this point. I'm like, why?
Yeah,
like, you'd have to have been there from the beginning. It's like, why would you get into it at this point?
The thing with the Warframe raids is that they kind of had story in them, but the bosses were essentially the same as other bosses that you fight throughout the game, anyways. Okay. So it's not like we're not losing that much content with it. Like there was I think 2 raids. One was Grenier, one was Infested. They never did a Corpus raid. But the Grenier one, it pretty much was more of a puzzle than anything else.
I like that.
So let's just say most people just kind of defaulted to using Warframes that could just tank hits. And nowadays most of the Warframes would have been able to handle that mission really easily.
Yeah,
because
that makes sense.
Because one of the and actually what's crazy is one that raid, there was one section of it that it's actually better to do with less people because you have to have people stand on plates in the correct order, and they have to stand on those plates until everyone's on a plate.
Oh, okay. So if you have too many
so
people,
if you only have
more
4
easily
people,
mess it up.
So if you only have 4 people, you'll need 4 people on plates.
Oh, it adapts to how many people are playing?
Yes.
Oh, interesting. That's cool.
So it was a good idea for that, but it's just like it got too long whenever people weren't listening.
Yeah, it makes
And that was
sense.
back whenever you could be in like parties because it was all the platforms were segregated.
Oh, before they had crossplay.
Yeah. And then the other one was infested, and that one is against the boss. The Grenier infested was you can actually grind out that boss for a Warframe called Hydroid, which is the water Warframe. He's kind of considered the pirate Warframe also. And the infested one is the one where you get Atlas, which is the Earth one, and also people call him One Punch Man because his first ability is literally just him punching things.
Nice.
But that was actually a more interesting idea behind it because the boss fight was actually much more involved than the one that you have to grind out for the Warframe.
Okay.
But sadly, because they kept breaking, they decided instead of just keep trying to fix them every time they broke, they were like, okay, we're just gonna get rid of him and put the rewards somewhere else. Nowadays, the rewards are easier to get though, and you could only do those raids the way the rewards were given out. You could only do them once per day.
Oh, once per day. Okay. I'm
Yeah.
used to doing like once a week.
Yeah.
For when I was back, regular.
It was one of the only pieces of content that they did that for.
So, are there usually not any sort of restrictions? You could just go do it as many times as you want, typically.
Yep, that's usually how it is on Warframe.
Okay.
As long as the node's open to you.
Gotcha. Well, that's cool. So, all right. Well, then I will go on to my next retro achievement thing. So, as I mentioned before, Carl and Canadian and I are in our year-long challenge, and you get bonus points for playing extra or playing multiple games in a franchise. And so, one of the shorter franchises that I enjoy and I haven't played through in a long time. I'm a huge fan of Mega Man, and I did a bunch of Mega Man last year, and I kind of got a little bit burned out on Mega Man X games, mainly due to 5 and 6 in the collection. So I was thinking about maybe doing X 1 through 8 again, but I was like, I've only done X7 and X8 once in the Legacy collection back in 2018. But I did 1 through 6 last year, and I'm like, I would have no problem right now just going and playing through like X1, 2, or 3. But 4 is good, but going through 5 and 6 again, it's like I don't want to. And so I was like, you know what? I'll go through the classic Mega Mans again, leading up to 11 because I haven't played 11 yet. So I'll start at the beginning and work my way through them, and that'll give me lots of extra bonus points. And I haven't played the classic ones since the Mega Man Legacy Collection, not the X Legacy Collection, but the original Legacy Collection, which came out before 2018. But I think I played them both, the Legacy and the Mega Man X Legacy Collection, in 2018, if I remember correctly, kind of back to back. But that's the last time I played through Mega Man's 1 through 10. So I was like, you know what? Let's start at the beginning and work our way through it. So I started on Mega Man 1, the original NES game. And I might have mentioned this last episode, but basically all my retro achievement hunting is done
Just
right
as a
there.
heads up, I lost the chat apparently.
Oh, okay. I don't have that happen, but sometimes the panelists do. If you refresh it, it should come back. So if you wanted to refresh and then come back, you're welcome to. But
I think I'm fine with just letting you read out chat.
Okay.
Just that I gave you the heads up.
Okay. Thanks for letting me know. But anyway, so I've been doing all my retro hunting on my Retroid here. And this thing is great. And however, the one big issue with the original Mega Man is there's literally nothing for saving. There's no save states. There's no passwords, nothing. Every single time you boot up the game, you have to start from scratch. So if you want to beat it, you have to do it all in one sitting, essentially. So I got up to, I beat the 8 Robot Masters, although one of them, Electman, is literally impossible to do like fully legit, because I wanted to, there's an achievement for beating, obviously there's an achievement for beating each Robot Master. There's also an achievement for beating each Robot Master using only the Mega Buster and not using a special weapon. And I was trying to do that. I did it for all of them except for Electman, because he's literally impossible to do without his weakness, because he takes like most of the other Robot Masters, when you hit them with just a single shot, because Mega Man 1 doesn't have a charge shot, it does like a good chunk of damage to him. So it only takes like 6 or 7 hits to beat a Robot Master. Electman, it literally only takes 1 bar from his health. So you have to hit him like 30 times to defeat him. And for some reason, his weapon does like, not only does it take like 3 times less damage, his weapon does 3 times more damage. So like you can get hit like twice, and then on the 3rd hit, it'll kill you. And there's no energy tanks in this game. There's no way to restore your health. There's nothing. So like trying to, like literally 3 hits and you're dead. Whereas most of the other bosses, Robot Masters, you can get hit 5 or 6 times until you die. Oh, and unlike Mega Man X games, where you find ways to increase your health bar, your maximum health over the game, that doesn't exist in classic Mega Man. So from the beginning of the game to the end of the game, you still have the exact same amount of health, so you don't get more health. And he will kill you in like 3 hits. And so I was banging my head against the wall. I'm like trying to beat him, legit without his weakness, so I can get the achievement for beating him without using a special weapon. And I gave up. I'm like, screw it. I'm just going to use his weakness and move on. So I use his weakness.
You could always look up a guide, because I'm pretty sure there's guides somewhere.
I did. I watched a couple videos of people do it. And if you can time it just right, you have literally like 1 or 2 frames to get it right, though. You can hit him as soon as he comes out of his invincibility and stagger him again. But if you don't get it within like the 2 frames, he'll shoot, and it's very difficult to dodge it because it takes up a lot of the screen. So you have to get it literally like frame perfect in order to get him in this like stun lock. You have to keep doing that over and over again. So for us mere mortals, it's nearly impossible. So I gave up on beating him with just the Mega Buster, and I used his weakness. I think I beat him on his 2nd or 3rd try, and then I moved on to the the end of the game. The Wily Castle has like 4 stages. And one of the worst bosses of like all time, not just in Mega Man. He's probably the worst boss in all of Mega Man lore.
Yellow Devil.
But he's one of the worst bosses like ever designed ever. Yes, Yellow Devil is the boss of the 1st level of Wily's Castle. And I don't think it's possible to beat him legit either. And I don't even think he has a weakness. Really, the only way to beat him is you have to use this pause trick.
Pause buffering.
Pause the game, and he'll continue to take damage if you have an attack that like. So basically, you use the Electman's power, because it takes up like it's like an electricity beam. So it passes through, like you pause it right as the energy hits him, and you unpause and repause like really quickly. And every time you pause and unpause, it does damage to him. So you can basically just shred his health like super fast. I think that's legitimately the only way to actually beat him without being godlike. So yes, I did do that in order to beat him, because I don't think it's possible to do it otherwise.
I think on retro achievements, they have an achievement for beating him without using that trick.
There is an achievement for beating him without pausing, and I'm like, screw it, that's not possible. I mean,
how many people have got it?
You know what? I'm gonna pull it up here and try to find out for you in just a moment. But so I made it through that. I know
it's more people than you think it is.
The let's see, Yellow Devil defeat. Yeah, I've got that one. Complete Yellow Devil stage without losing a life, or okay, so you have to beat his whole level without dying or pausing. The whole level, not just the boss fight. And there are, it says 1739, but that's including softcore, and I don't include softcore. So 851 people have that achievement, which is surprising. Let's see here. Is there?
You also got to remember that achievement's been around for a while.
Oh, there is a separate achievement for just beating him without even taking damage or using the pause glitch. And 758 people have that one. So that's a surprisingly high number of people. But yeah, it has been around. I don't know when. Is there a way to see when an achievement list was published?
Click on the achievement itself, and it should have a create date.
Okay, let's see here. Let me organize by the achievement that most people have, so I can find what's probably okay. Defeat Cutman is more people have that one than any other achievement. So let's see here. When was that created by? I never noticed that before. Thank you. November of 2013. So it's been around a good while. So, but yeah. So, anyways, I got through the next 2 Wily stages without much issue. My other big gripe is the boss gauntlet, where you have to fight, all the bosses in the game. Unlike literally every other Mega Man game, this one, after you beat them, usually it takes you back to the area where you have the different pods, and there's usually a couple pieces of health. There's no health, so you have to do the whole thing without gaining any health back. The only way to get health back is to die, and hope you have enough extra lives. So I think I died twice while going through the Robot Masters. But yeah, there's no health, which is completely absurd. I think every other Mega Man game, like I said, I haven't played the other classic ones in a long time, but I think every other Mega Man game with the boss gauntlet at the end gives you at least a little bit of health between each boss fight. At least all the ones in Mega Man X do. So that was also freaking stupid. But I
gotta remember they were learning.
Yeah, this game originally came out in December of '87, so this game is almost as old as I am. So I beat
me.
What's that?
It's older than me.
So I got to the last stage of Wily, and I went and fought Wily a couple times, and I didn't beat it. Oh, so that was the thing is, after I beat the last Robot Master, Electman, I went and I went and Googled settings for how to, because I've had it where I leave a game running and I can flip it open and continue right where I left off as long as I don't close the game. But there are other times I'll open it and it'll just randomly have closed the game for absolutely no reason. So I went and Googled it and hey, this thing runs on Android. So I was like, what can I do to go change the settings? It's like, here, go change these settings. So I went and changed those settings without closing the game. And then I closed it and then I put it down and because it was kind of late at night. So I was like, I'll play more tomorrow. I came back literally 12 plus hours later, flipped it open. It was exactly where I left it. So I was able to continue going through Wily's castle without having to play through the 8 levels again. And then I got to Wily and I'm like, I'm done for now. I'll continue it later. So I flipped it closed without closing it. And then I picked it up literally 5 minutes later and flipped it open and it had closed the game.
Oof.
So I was very, very pissed because now I have to start over from the beginning again. So I have not played it since. I was like, screw this. I was at the very end of the game and I couldn't beat the final boss because the final boss is really freaking hard.
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
And I can't get back to it without playing through the entire game again. So I was like, F this crap. So before I continue on that, Phoenix Santos is in chat saying, hello, Neo and Dude. Can't hang. Busy with IRL. Just wanted to say hi. Have a fun show. Well, thank you, Phoenix. Good to see you. Hope you have a good night. And maybe if you want, you can catch the replay. But so, anyways, I was like,
there's a reason why I haven't really picked up the original Mega Man games. And that's because I always like to play from the first game and then move up. And that first game is always first game is just such a deterrent.
If it would not be so bad if it just had some way to pick up where you left off. That's all I want, because if it had a password system or something, it's not that bad. And I guarantee you I've beaten it before. You can go and look at my Xbox achievements. I have beaten Mega Man 1 through Mega Man 10 in the Legacy Collection.
But the Legacy Collection has save states, doesn't it?
I think so, but not like save states. It's between levels, so it's not like you can save in the middle of in the middle of a boss fight. But you can pick up right where you left off, which is all I want for that game. But so I got very, very frustrated by that. So I was like, all right, well, I still want to go through the Mega Man games. So you get another thing is if there's a remaster or a remake or something of a game, you get bonus points for playing the original version rather than like some other version. So I was like, you know what, screw those. Look, then it's only a couple extra bonus points. So I was like, I'll go play a different version of Mega Man 1. So I was like, I'll give the Game Boy version a shot because I looked into it and the Game Boy version has passwords so you can resume where you left off.
Could have also played the PSP version.
I'm getting there. So I start the Game Boy version. The Game Boy version is like twice as hard as the NES version. Despite having passwords, I gave up after beating. I don't even know if I did beat Cutman. It took me like an hour just to get to Cutman because it was so freaking hard. And so I don't think I ever even beat Cutman. So I'm like, screw this. I'm not doing this version because I did know about Powered Up on PSP, which is Carl told me about that back when we became early when we became friends because I told him about how much I'm a big fan of Mega Man. He's like, oh, you should try being Powered Up sometime. So I was like, despite the Game Boy version having passwords, it's so much more difficult that I'm not doing this version either. So I did have to kind of bend my rules a little bit and play the Mega Man Powered Up on PSP. I'm not going to go into details, but if you catch my drift on what I mean by that. But I started the PSP version, and this is definitively the best way to play Mega Man 1. It is great. I love it. I've been playing it literally every day since I started it, and it's got a crap load of stuff to do in it. So there's actually a subset, and that's what I'm doing is the subset. And I say that in air quotes because basically the subset gives so in the original achievement set, it gives like one achievement at the end of the game for like all the things that you've done. So you have to do all of this to get one achievement. In the subset, every single step along the way gives you an achievement. So I decided to go with that one. The original release of Mega Man Powered Up, let me pull it up here, has like 170 achievements. Let's see here. 143 achievements, but a lot of them are so one of the other reasons why it has so much content is because all the robot masters in the game are playable characters, and how you get them as playable characters is for at least one time. You have to beat each of the robot masters without, only using the Mega Buster, not using any weakness. And once you beat them, then Dr. Light says, oh, I can fix them up. And then they become part of the roster and you can play as them from then on. Another thing that's nice about it is it has easy, normal, and hard for every level. The one slight gripe is that the difficulties don't stack. So you do have to play, if you want all the achievements, you have to play through it on easy, play through it on normal.
They might have done that because there might have been something in game that does that. That can happen sometimes. Like an easier difficulty unlocks something that the higher difficulties don't in game. So sometimes they do that.
So there is that. But yeah, so the first time going through it, I was playing it on easy, and I thought there would be achievements for beating them all without using the weakness. There aren't. There's just an achievement for beating each one, but I was going to do it anyway. So I went through and I unlocked all but one of them because I didn't know this at the time. I just thought you unlock them by beating them. And I was looking through the roster and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm missing one of them. And I was like, why don't I have them? So then I went and looked it up, and it said in order to unlock it as a playable character, you have to beat them without using their weakness. And I was like, oh, okay. So then I went back and fought that one boss, and you can do it on easy and on without using his weakness and using the Mega Buster only. And I unlocked him as a playable character. I think it was a Lekman, and that's the reason why I used the weakness is because of my PTSD from playing him on the NES version. But you have to do it once, and then they're unlocked for good. And then there was DLC for the game, which is no longer available, but there are ways to acquire it because it was digital only. So I also have access to Roll as a playable character and Proto Man. And there's one other character that I don't have because I haven't unlocked him yet. But yes, to touch on your difficulty thing is so playing. So one other thing to mention is Mega Man Powered Up has the original game intact in its original NES form called Old Style. When you boot up the game, it asks Old Style or New Style. Old Style is untouched. It's the exact same game as NES. Then there's Powered Up version, and that's one that has a facelift. It's got the chibi looking characters. They're cutesy, and it adds, most of the levels are almost identical, but they've made some slight changes. There's some additional collectibles that hidden throughout the stages. You can typically see them, but you may need either a different power up or a different character to be able to reach them. But that's in the new style, and that's basically where all the achievements. There are achievements for doing the old style, but I think those achievements are only in the main set, not the subset that I'm doing. So the subset that I'm doing, like I said, the original set has 143 achievements. The subset that I'm playing has 468 achievements, because there's like 13 or 14 characters, and there's an achievement for beating each stage on each difficulty. So there's like 40 achievements for each character, and there's like 14 characters or something. So you're making progress. Like I said, it does a great job of rewarding you with an achievement for literally every stage you beat on every difficulty with every character. And I actually created a spreadsheet because I like spreadsheets for video games. So I created a spreadsheet so I can mark off how far I'm along. And I'm at about 10% because I've completed. So I've completed easy and normal with Mega Man, and I've completed easy and normal with Proto Man. And Proto Man is freaking awesome. But the thing is, so
Proto Man was the original Zero.
Yes, that is true. So the thing about the unlocking is, so when you first play through it, all you have is Mega Man. And when you beat it on normal, you unlock Mega Man. Mega Man has a little S at the end when you're in the character selection screen. Because originally he's just like Mega Man in the original Mega Man. He has no abilities or anything. And then once you beat it on easy, you unlock Mega Man S. And that gives you the ability to slide, so you can go underneath things, and you can move faster, so it's easier to dodge attacks. Then once you beat the game on normal, you unlock Mega Man C, and it gives you the charge shot. So I haven't actually used it yet, but it's awesome that I now have the charge shot. It'll probably make getting through hard a lot easier. But I haven't played hard yet on anything except for the intro level, because the intro level is super easy. And then once you beat hard mode with Mega Man, you unlock Mega Man. You unlock, it's just called Mega, and it's a slightly different version of him. I'm not exactly sure because I haven't unlocked him yet, but that's the only character I don't have yet. But yeah, so I've been playing that. I've been playing like basically every day. Oh yeah, I wanted to look at when I started it. So I got my first achievement on. Oh, I didn't even start it till the end of the month, so August 24th, and I've been playing it every day since, because make a little bit of progress here, make a little bit of progress there, play it for 5-10 minutes, beat a level or two. It's great because you're always getting achievements, even though they're not worth a whole lot. They're typically 1, 3, or 5 points per level, depending on the difficulty. But every single character, there's an achievement for every character, for every difficulty, for every level. So that's why there's 468 achievements. So I don't plan to beat there's 480 achievements. My bad, I had the number off. There's 468 stages. Why is there 480 achievements? Oh, I think the subset does have achievements for beating old style, which I'm not planning on doing, because even on this version,
if you get to 468, you might as well try to do 480.
So what my plan is to beat hard mode with Mega Man and Proto Man. All the Robot Masters, I've heard that some of them are very difficult, so I don't know. My goal is to beat it easy and normal with all the characters, and then I'll try to beat some hard mode with some of them, like Mega Man and Proto Man. We'll see about some of the other characters. I haven't even played them yet, so I don't know how they work. But they each operate slightly differently. One of the awesome things about Proto Man is his shot is like crazy powerful. And it staggers everything, and it breaks armor. So like the little like I forget what they're called, like meters or something. The little like hard hat guys. Yeah, those guys. You can not. If you shoot them once, they'll flip over, and then you shoot them again to finish them. So you don't have to wait for a time to shoot them, because his proto strike is what his shot is called, and it will stagger any boss. So all the bosses, at least on easy and normal, have been pretty much a piece of cake. And he jumps higher than Mega Man, so you can reach areas that Mega Man can't. And he has a shield, so as long as you're not moving or shooting, most shots you can take one hit and then it'll fall off. So and you can go and pick it up again. so you can basically tank one hit as long as you don't lose the shield. So Proto Man's freaking awesome, and I think beating hard mode with him is probably going to be the easiest.
Probably.
But yeah, so I have beaten it with on normal, and that's what I considered beating it on normal with Mega Man, which I've now done. But I'm going to be playing this game for a really long time, chipping away at it here and there for
kind of like me in Dynasty Warriors.
Yes, exactly. Because I'm really enjoying it, and it's got lots to do, and it's constantly drip feeding the achievement. So I'm perfectly fine with it. So I'm having a lot of fun with Mega Man Powered Up. So I think that's, as far as I know, that's the only 3 like separate type versions of Mega Man 1. Obviously, they've ported it to many consoles, but those are still the exact same as the original. This, in my opinion, is the definitive way to play Mega Man 1. So I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I like it. So I'll be playing this one for the foreseeable future. Probably won't talk about it going forward, but I'll probably bring it up again.
The same thing over and over again.
Yeah, I'll probably bring it up again once I've basically beaten easy and normal with all the characters. So however long that takes, then I'll probably bring it up on Achievement Chasers. Be like, that should get me to about 70% of the achievements, which I like having, probably around 75% or more. I hate having less than that on a game, but I was like, I'd be okay with 70%. But I think I can get higher because I think I'll be able to beat hard with at least a few of the characters. But yeah, once it gets to that point, I'll probably bring it up again. But yeah, I'll probably be playing this for a while, and I'm really liking it. So, but after I beat normal mode on Powered Up, then I started Mega Man 2. And fortunately, Mega Man 2 has passwords. So let's see here. I'm not very far, though. I've only gotten 7 out of it's got 84 achievements. I've beaten 3 levels so far. So it's kind of taking a backseat to Powered Up because I'm just having so much fun playing Powered Up. But I do need to kind of not give Powered Up a rest, but proceed with the other Mega Man games and come back to Powered Up. But I'm just having a lot of fun with Powered Up. So, but I'm playing Mega Man 2 now as well. I'm going to make my way. The goal is to at least play through 6. I'll probably do 7 as well, but I don't know if I'll do 8, 9, or 10. We'll see. Or if I even get through them before the end of the year as part of our challenge. But yeah, the next thing I should focus on is Mega Man 2, at least beating the story. But I'm just having so much fun playing Powered Up. The one thing that's kind of a bummer is because there are 2 achievement sets for Powered Up and the subset that I'm playing, they're literally identical. It's just, like I said, the original set, there's an achievement for like beating all levels on hard with Cutman. Whereas on the subset, every single level has its own achievement. So it's a lot. That's why I decided to go with this one, because it's a lot more rewarding. But it would be nice if I could unlock the achievements for both sets at the same time. And it is possible, but not on here, because this is where I'm playing it. If you're doing it on your PC, you can run both emulators simultaneously, and it'll unlock achievements at the same time. From what I've read,
they do frown on that right now, so don't do that.
I'm not going to, but I've read that
they do want to make it so that subsets will work on the same ROMs as the main sets. They eventually want to make it so that they both work. It's just the way that the system's been built. It's kind of hard to do that right now. There's a lot going on in the background that they have to get that working right.
Yeah, I know you've mentioned that before, and yeah, so I read on like Reddit or something, someone said they got it working, but I was like, I'm not going to bother with it because that would mean playing it at my computer, and I like playing it here so I can, play it wherever, flip it open, play it for a couple minutes, where I'm not always here at my desk. So I'm not doing that, but apparently,
well, what's funny is you're playing the portable version on a portable system.
Yes,
because it was for the PlayStation Portable.
It was. So, but yeah, let's see here. Is that? Yeah, that basically covers all of retro achievements for me for the month. It was just Mega Man, and more Mega Man. So, so what do you got next?
I'll go ahead and start talking about the game I started before the stream, before last time, but I didn't finish. And that was a game that I played on a different system as a kid, but I never played it on this one. That was Gauntlet Legends for PS1. I had originally played it on N64. So it was a slightly different experience.
I'm almost positive that's the one Gauntlet game I played. It was because we've talked about this before, but
yeah, you said it was an arcade.
Yes, I went to a laser tag place for a friend's birthday party, and they had the machine set where you didn't need to put in quarters. So we played through the whole game in 4-player co-op on the arcade machine. It was a lot of fun. I'm pretty
sure it was 3D.
Gauntlet
Then this
Legends.
is the one.
Yes, it was. Well, it's like isometric, but yeah.
No, this one's not really isometric. It's still 3D.
Okay, then maybe it wasn't that one, but I know it was a Gauntlet game. That's the only Gauntlet game I've ever played.
So
it looked kind of like Diablo. In the like, it looked and played a lot like Diablo.
If it's like the 2D sprites, then it was probably one of the older ones. Because Gauntlet Legends was the first time they did 3D.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll look it up here. I'm almost positive it was Gauntlet Legends. So,
but it wasn't really isometric because it was full 3D.
It was full 3D. So like you control like the camera?
You don't control the camera, no.
Okay.
It's a fixed camera.
Yeah.
But it's not really isometric because that's it. The camera doesn't move at all in isometric.
Oh, are you saying like in isometric the camera is like static, like the classic Resident Evils?
No, we like no. Even that's still more dynamic than isometric. Isometric is like Super Mario RPG.
Yeah, exactly.
But the camera doesn't move at all except panning. Even in Resident Evil, the camera technically moves with you in each room.
Yeah, no, like it's like when you move, it moves with you, but it doesn't like rotate or anything. It's just always at the same angle.
Yeah, but I don't consider the original Resident Evil as isometric because
no, that's why I was trying to differentiate because you said the camera doesn't move. It's like what you meant by not move is like it doesn't like rotate, but it'll move with your character. And that's why I was trying to differentiate like between Resident Evil, like the cameras don't move, they're static and you move around. Whereas in isometric, the camera does move, but it just doesn't like move around. It's always at the same angle.
Yeah, because in the Gauntlet Legends, the camera does move and it does rotate in a way that it actually rotates with you in the environment.
Okay. Yeah, I'm almost positive this is the game I played.
Yeah, so it's not isometric. But I did play the PS1 version. It's definitely the worst looking version of the three console versions, and I didn't. And I'll talk about one of the other versions later because I ended up playing another version soon afterwards. But this one's like the N64 one where it has the mountain, the castle, the poison area, and the frost area is the 4 worlds. And
because you're sorry, maybe because I got it pulled up here right now. Maybe I just missed it, but you said something about like PlayStation, right?
Yes.
Because it looks like you played the Dreamcast version.
I was going to talk about that in a moment.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I didn't realize there was 2 different versions here. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, the PS1.
Yeah, you just had to go down 2 more games.
I was like, what are you talking about? My bad. Sorry for spoiling the surprise.
But I mean, to be honest, if you already knew which consoles this game came out for, and I said that I already played the N64 version, you would have known that the Dreamcast would have been coming up soon since I played the other 2 versions. But the PS1 version is weird because once you've beaten every level and beaten the final boss, it actually unlocks 4 bonus stages, and 2 of those stages are entirely new. Actually, yeah, 2 of those stages are entirely new, and they're based on the mountain world and castle world. And it's really weird that they made these 2 new stages that have never been used in any other game. And then
it was unique to the PS1 version?
Yes.
Huh.
And then they're based on each of the 4 main characters you can play as, which is of course the warrior, the Valkyrie, the wizard, and the archer. But since the Warrior's always been tied to the mountain area, and the Valkyrie's always been tied to the castle area. They just kind of made new stages that had tons of enemies in them. And for the wizard, they brought in a stage that was created for the Dark Legacy game, which is the expansion.
Okay, so that's not actually a new game; it's just additional content for the existing game.
Yeah, but it was meant for the next game, which is an expansion, more or less.
Okay,
which is Dark Legacy. So, which is based on an Egyptian level. And then, for the Archer, they also added a new stage. They also added a stage that was made for Dark Legacy as well, and that was based on the forest area, which was. It felt weird playing those levels in Gauntlet Legends, especially on the PS1. But other than that, it was pretty much the same game as the N64 version, just worse.
Yeah, I looked at the PS1 version, like that does not look very good.
And also, the PS1 version can only handle 2 players.
Oh.
Meanwhile, every other version of Gauntlet has been 4 players. I think that's the only version of Gauntlet that's 2 players that wasn't a single player exclusive.
So I'm looking at the Gauntlet Legends arcade machine, and I'm almost positive this is what we played. I'm assuming that this was based on the Dreamcast version, since I remember it looking a lot better than what that PS1 picture looked like.
You should also look at the N64 version, because that one actually looks pretty good too.
Okay, let me pull up the N64 version.
Because I think the arcade version, I need to look this up, but I think the arcade was more closer to the I could have swore the arcade was closer to the N64 version.
Yeah, it could be. I was just guessing because I know the Dreamcast was more powerful than the N64 and PS1.
Yeah. Let me look it up. I'm just looking up the Gauntlet Legends arcade game.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. So I just remember playing it, and I remember it looking good, but I was a kid, so it could have been PS1 and be like, oh my god, this looks amazing. But I have a feeling it was probably based on the Dreamcast version.
Okay, so actually the Dreamcast version was the version that the arcade's based on.
Okay, that was my guess. I know a lot of arcade games were if the game itself was on home consoles, like PS1, N64, and Dreamcast, it was usually the Dreamcast version that was the arcade machine.
Yeah, it's just weird that that the N64 and PS1 versions switched out 2 of the worlds for 2 others. But Dark Legacy has 8 worlds, and it pretty much, I think the console versions are on par with the arcade, since they were on GameCube, PS2, and Xbox.
Yeah, I pulled it up here. I see Gauntlet Legends or Gauntlet Dark Legacy as a separate game here on PS2, Game Boy Advance, and GameCube. So that was basically the same game, just with more stuff released on newer consoles.
Yeah, pretty much they just added some more because they also added 4 new characters in the Dark Legacy, which is also weird because the Dreamcast version actually has those 4 extra characters, even though everything else about it is supposed to be like almost identical to the arcade. So they added the 4 new characters, which were the dwarf, the knight, sorceress, and jester.
Okay. Since you played the PS1 version first, was there anything particularly difficult about that version? Any achievements that kind of...
No.
So it looks like you did it in just under 13 hours.
Oh, there was one interesting thing because of how underpowered the PlayStation is. They actually had to split some of the later levels in 2.
Oh, so
like you actually go into an exit portal, and it's actually just taking you to the second part of the level.
Okay. So yeah,
but like the N64 and the Dreamcast, they could handle the entire level and one.
Interesting, because I thought the PS1 was more powerful than the N64.
Not when it comes to stuff like that.
Huh. Just that the disc could hold more than a cartridge.
Yeah, it was just because of the disc. You got to remember the N64 came out the next year.
Oh, it was after PS1?
Yes.
Oh. I didn't remember which one of those came out first, so. But okay, so yeah, PS1 had 80 achievements. You completed it in about 13 hours. And then the Dreamcast version, 72 achievements, did that in 40 hours. So
yeah, it's
that
because of the way that they had achievements in Dreamcast. You actually had to play through about half the game with each of the characters. With
okay.
the main 4 characters. And I didn't really think about that until after I'd already gone through the game with one character, because I decided to go through the game as Jesser. But you have to
Which
unlock
character is that?
He's one of the new characters they added in
Oh, did you say Jester?
yeah, Jester.
Oh, I thought you said Jesser, like a character's name was Jesser, like
No,
Jesser.
Jester.
Jester. I didn't hear the T. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but the thing is though that there's an achievement for that you have to use a character's secondary class, which is only available to the main 4 characters in this game. Because in Dark Legacy they actually added the 4 new characters they got there, so they're new characters as well. But because like the sorceress, that she gets Medusa, and I think
cool.
the knight got like a unicorn or something. I can't remember who the jester was. Who the jester's secondary was, but because of that, there was no secondary character I had to get for Jester, so I had to go back through as Archer.
Oh, so if you picked like literally any other character, it would have been a little less work.
Well, if I picked specifically 4 specific characters, it would have been less work.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Like if I had chosen Sorceress, Knight, Dwarf, or Jester, it was extra work. Because to unlock those characters, you have to get to level 25 with the original character.
Oh, okay. So you had to play through with the original character 25 on each of them to unlock each of the other characters.
Yep, because you level up as you go along.
Gotcha. Okay.
And the thing is there's also an achievement for getting to like the highest stat you can, or highest number for each of the stats, which is strength, armor, magic, and speed. Well, in this version only for console, you cannot max out your stats across the board with every character. Like in the N64 version, the PS1 version, or actually, I think it's just in the N64 version, and of course the Dark Legacy games. You can just use your gold to buy stats. So
and you can max out.
And you can end up maxing out each character to 999.
Okay.
So but in this game they actually have a hard coded highest point you can take each stat for each character.
Okay, so you got to pick which stat you want to max out, because if you don't max out any, then it's kind of a waste.
Well, you also every time you level up, you also get +5 to every stat.
Okay.
So it's not like that big of a deal. And you can and even when you get to level 99, which is the max level, you can still increase your stats by gold if you haven't maxed them out yet. But usually by then you have. And so at least with Jester, I could still get the 99 or 99 speed. But I couldn't get so I didn't have to grind out the Archer for the speed. I just had to grind her out for level 25.
Okay.
So that's the main reason why that one took so long.
Gotcha. So you did them pretty quickly. So I'm assuming they're not terribly difficult games.
They're not terribly long. Whenever I play the Dreamcast game, I even put the game on very hard, and it still wasn't doing that much. And actually, I think I was leveling up faster that way too.
Now, since the Dreamcast version, is what the arcade version was based on, is there like where you can just add infinite continues, or how does it handle that for the console version?
The console version just has saves.
Okay, so it has save states.
Yeah, so you can save after every level, and unlike the arcade versions, you don't lose health just by existing. Because in the arcade version, you lose health constantly while you're just going through the world.
I did not know that. I mean, it
They
makes
did
sense for
that.
an arcade version, but that's
Yeah,
kind of
they do
cheap.
that so that you have to keep throwing quarters in.
Yeah.
It's done that since the very first Gauntlet game back on this 8-bit era.
Oh, the original Gauntlet did that too? That's kind of dirty,
Yep.
but for an arcade game, it makes sense.
Even the NES version of that game still does it too. They try to be arcade perfect then. But at least with the Legends and Dark Legacy, they did remove that.
Oh,
for the
okay,
console
nice.
versions.
Okay. So nothing on the Dreamcast version was particularly difficult, just kind of grindy.
Yeah, just kind of grindy. And it was my first Dreamcast game I played for retro achievements.
Oh, really? First Dreamcast game. Nice. Okay.
So it did feel natural playing a Dreamcast game with an Xbox controller.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna ask, like, what do you play it with? So you do it with an Xbox controller.
Xbox controllers are literally designed after the Dreamcast controller.
Yeah, just
if you really look at it.
With the
even the face buttons are in the same spot.
Yep, I'm just surprised it took. Wasn't well. What was the first official first party dual joystick controller? Was it because I know PS2 had one, but it came out on PS1 first.
PS1
right?
had a DualShock as well.
Okay. Okay, because I was gonna say, like, I know Xbox had it from day one.
They may have been an obscure system that had two, but PS1 is the first mainstream one.
Okay, that would have been my guess because Dreamcast only had one joystick still, and it's kind of surprising that it didn't have two joysticks.
I mean, that was the first time they actually had a joystick, anyways.
Oh, it was the Dreamcast? Well, no.
The Saturn still had the D-pad.
Oh, for Sega consoles, yeah.
Yeah.
Dreamcast was the first joystick. I was going to say the N64 had a joystick. I think that was the first console that had a joystick. Right?
Yeah, even the special Saturn controller that was supposed to be meant for like analog control for a stick still wasn't actually a stick. It was like a ball.
And what was that for?
The Sega Saturn.
Oh, the Sega Saturn one. Okay, I'm not sure I've seen that one.
Look up I think it's the Sega Saturn 3D controller.
Oh, I think I do know what you're talking about.
I think it was made originally for Nights into Dreams.
That's the one Saturn game I think I played. Okay, is it the circular one?
Yeah.
Okay, I have seen this, but no, I don't think I've ever used
one. I own two of those controllers.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen this picture before, but I've never seen one. The controller I remember is the one that looks like the Genesis's 6-button controller. That's the one
just with shoulder buttons.
Yes. Although the Genesis 6-button controller I played at my friend's house had shoulder buttons, but I don't know if it was a first-party controller or not.
Yeah, that probably wasn't a first-party.
I don't think it was because it had a couple little toggle switches on the top for like turbo and stuff. So I'm pretty sure it was a third-party controller.
Yeah, that was definitely third-party. But the Sega Saturn controllers do have shoulder buttons.
Okay.
So they are technically 8-button controllers.
Let's see.
Technically 9, actually, if you can count the start button.
Yeah, true. But yeah, I wouldn't really think of that.
And I do have a USB Saturn controller that I think was officially licensed by Sega.
Okay. Yeah.
So I can use a Sega Saturn controller to play Genesis and Saturn games.
Nice. And I'm trying to find the controller I remember playing at my friend's house. This third-party one, but I can't find it. I'd have to do some more digging.
Yeah, sometimes with those you just gotta say good luck.
Yeah. So, okay. Yeah, I'm finding one that keeps showing up in a bunch of these searches, but it's not the one that I remember using at my friend's house. So, all right. Well, anything else that you want to mention about? Oh, I was going to ask you because I see. Because you just did the PS1 and the Dreamcast version. I see it looks like you have done the N64 version. Do you remember?
Yeah, I did that one a long time ago.
A long time ago? Okay. And you've already done the Dark Legacy on PS2. PS2. Do you know when that was?
That was a long time ago.
A long time ago as well. Okay. That was what I was curious. Dark Legacy was on GameCube as well, but it does not have an achievement set, and no one is currently working on one. But there are 73 requests for it.
I mean, the GameCube version was released later, and they had some slight quality of life improvements.
Okay.
So that's probably one of the reasons why people are asking for an achievement set for it.
Yeah.
Like you can actually turn off power-ups.
Oh, okay.
And then store them for later.
That'd come in handy.
I know in the N64 version you can do that. I think the PS1 version you could as well. The Dreamcast, since it was like close to the arcade, they took that feature out.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah, well, that was all my questions about Gauntlet. So, anything else you wanted to mention?
Nope, they're just fun games. What's funny is I would actually say the Dark Legacy would actually be a great game for modern consoles because of the drop-in, drop-out type of gameplay you could do with it.
Oh, for sure. That makes that'd be great. What?
Although it would be fun having 4 randos just arguing over which way to go.
What was the most recent Gauntlet game that came out? That franchise has been dead.
I think
right?
It was a PC game that was closer to the original games, but played more like Diablo. I think James has played it on one of his roulettes.
Let's see here. List of Gauntlet series. The most recent thing I'm seeing is Gauntlet 7 Sorrows from 2007.
There was one after that on
That's
PC.
GameCube, N64, and Dreamcast. And there's
one that was
them
trying to be like God of War or something like that.
Oh, okay. Is that one more of like a third-person hack and slash?
Yeah, and that's the only game that's the only game in the entire Gauntlet series that's one player only.
Okay. That would make sense given if it kind of changed the style. I do see Gauntlet 2014. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
What is it on? Doesn't say anything, at least not in this page. Let's see here. Gauntlet 2014.
I think it's mostly a PC release.
Platform PS4 and Windows.
Okay, so it was on a console, just not the one I usually pay attention to.
Yeah, more recent than I thought, but still 11 years ago. So it's been out for a while. Oh, it's developed by Arrowhead? No freaking way! Is that the same Arrowhead as Helldivers Arrowhead?
Well, if you're using Wikipedia, you can always check the link.
Yep, same Arrowhead. Huh?
That's kind of
funny. I would not although the whole co-op, because the first Helldivers is a top-down twin stick shooter with kind of the same co-op elements as the Gauntlet games. That kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
It just that's interesting. I would not have guessed that. So, all right, let's see here. All right, well then for my next game, we'll go on over to the Xbox side of things. I think I briefly touched, or I don't know, I think I mentioned it at least. I don't know how detailed I got into it on last month's episode, but basically the first thing I focused on the Xbox side of things in August was there were rumors, very strong rumors that this game was going to be leaving Game Pass because it was coming up on its 1 year of being on Game Pass. And that a lot of times games, their like license or their deal or whatever is to be on Game Pass for a year. Sometimes it gets renewed, but there were articles written that the game was leaving Game Pass. Some people even said that on Xbox, when you go to the Game Pass tab, it says leaving soon. They saw this game in the leaving soon section. I never saw it there, but I wasn't going to take any chances. And so that is the game Atlas Fallen, which has been out. Let me see. When did that game come out? It's not that old. It is an Xbox Series X only and Windows. It might be on PS5, but it's not. You can't play it on Xbox One without cloud streaming it. It came out in August of 2023, and I don't think it joined Game Pass day one. I think it joined Game Pass like a year after it came out, which would be why it would potentially leave Game Pass in August of 2025. But there was a lot of warning signs that it was going to be leaving Game Pass, and it's one of the games that I dived when I dived all my games in May and June. So I was like, I'm not going to risk it, so I'm going to go ahead and play it. And it has not left Game Pass. It's still available, but I wanted to make sure I got it knocked out, just in case. So it's a third-person hack and slash. It's probably the closest thing I would relate it to would be like the Darksiders games. But it was very bland. I gave it a 3 out of 5. So it was okay. I wouldn't say it was bad. It's just it wasn't terribly memorable. Other than the fact that sand plays a big part of the game. Most of the world's covered in sand. You do have like the sand surfing.
So I guess don't give this to Anakin.
Yes, Anakin would hate the game. But yeah, there wasn't really anything that stood out. My last achievement is for beating a colossal wraith, which is like the highest level enemy without taking damage. And there's one enemy that's pretty easy to do against. It only took me like, when I actually focused on getting this achievement, I think I got it after like 6 or 7 tries. So it wasn't too bad. I think I only died in the game like 3 times, and one of them was because I was going for this achievement. And I was trying to test it to see if I could beat it without without using any like healing or anything, and I ended up dying. But yeah, like actually like trying to stay alive, I think I only died twice. So it wasn't too difficult. It was all right. It wasn't really anything too special about it. One thing that was kind of modern audience-y about it is that literally like every character in power in this game was like a woman of power who like don't need no man, and all of the women were like women of color. It's like there were no like, where are the white women at? But like not that there weren't any guys in power either, but it's like there was a couple of them. But like literally like, why is everyone leading someone in this game? Like they're all like women of color. It's like not that it really like affected the game at all. It's just something that kind of stuck out to me. So didn't affect the game at all, but that's just something I noticed. So, but yeah, finished that off. Let's see here. It was potentially leaving August 15th. So I finished getting the last achievement on. I pulled another late nighter to make sure I got it taken care of, just in case it left. I got the last achievement on August 16th, so the morning of it potentially leaving at like 4:30 in the morning. But I did wrap it up, and I got all the achievements. So it's a pretty game. It looks good. It's got some cool powers. But yeah, action. It's labeled as an action RPG role-playing open world game. So it wasn't bad. Just it wasn't anything too stand out great about it. So I wouldn't say don't play it, but I also wouldn't say, yeah, you need to play this. It's like, if you like these kind of games, you know, it'll keep you entertained. There were a couple of quests that were kind of annoying because it was like the descriptions were a little bit cryptic, and it took me a while to figure out how to complete these quests because there is a lot of verticality to some of the areas. And I was like, I don't know where I should be. It's like, is this up on top of the mountain? Is this in the middle of the mountain? Is this underground? So finding where the objective marker was trying to take me was a little difficult sometimes because it only shows you on the mini map, not like you can't see where it is.
Yeah.
And one other thing just to point out, I think because they had this, the Atlas Fallen, and they released like this big update like a year or so after it came out called Reign of Sand, and it's a free update. And I think they reworked some of how the game worked because none of the achievements, at least I don't think so. Let me see here. Yeah, none of the achievements are marked as missable, but there's like 3 or 4 main areas of the game, and you basically at the end of the first area, it says, hey, make sure you wrap everything up before you move on, because you can't come back. But as soon as you get to the next area, you can just come back immediately. So I think originally you couldn't come back to these areas, and the Reign of Sand update made it so that you could, but they didn't update the dialogue from the characters to reflect that. So if anyone does play it, you don't have to worry about doing everything all at once. You can come back to any of the areas at any time. So that was kind of odd. I'm like, because it said, make sure, I was like, I'm ready to move on, but there's still these quests I need to complete, and there's an achievement for completing all the quests, but it's not marked as missable. So I'm like, I'm getting mixed messages here. So I Googled it, and some people are like, yeah, just disregard what the character is saying. You can come back whenever you want. So I have a feeling it's probably because the Reign of Sand update they released changed how the game worked.
Probably.
Yeah. Not a bad game. just not too much to write home about. Middle of the road. So, but I see Edgewood is in chat. What's up, Edgewood? Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Says Silksong is effing amazing. I'm glad to hear it. We did talk about it a little bit at the beginning. I'll be playing it at some point. I just don't know when because it's not very high on my priority list. I was not a huge fan of the first game.
I still need to play the first game.
Sorry, I'm taking a break from playing it the past 7 hours to say that. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. So, all right, dude, what do you got next up on your plate?
Well, I'll talk about the game that I probably spent the most time on this month, and it was in between the two Gauntlet Legends games, and that was the greatest racing game of all time, Midnight Club 3.
It's fun. I didn't realize what platform you played this on until I saw that you were playing it, and I didn't notice what platform it was until I probably a week later. But it's funny that you were playing this one because on a Reddit post in the video game Reddit, someone said something along the lines of what's a game that everyone loves that you just have no interest in it? And I said anything from Rockstar, and someone said, what about Midnight Club? I'm like, okay, I'll give you Midnight Club. I only played the demo of Midnight Club. I don't remember which Midnight Club it was, but I enjoyed that.
It's probably LA.
I think it was.
But, by the way, this is the only game. This and Midnight Club 2 are the only Rockstar games I've ever completed.
I think the only Rockstar game I've completed is GTA 4.
That you haven't completed or have completed?
No, I have completed. Unless you count, I don't know what you would consider completing Rockstar's Table Tennis, but I'm pretty sure I beat that. I still have a bunch of achievements left, but I'm pretty sure I did beat the campaign, if you want to call it that.
But yeah, but this is just a really fun racing game because it's definitely an arcadey racing game. It's even more arcadey than
Need for Speed.
And it's just fun.
Yeah,
you'll actually zoom across rooftops.
Oh, really? Okay, that's cool.
You'll ramp off things and go over. You can even there's even certain parts of the map that you'll actually ramp over highways.
Nice.
So it's just stupid fun.
So does it have power-ups?
There is power-up systems in that game, but because the way they set this game up is that there is classes and types of cars. So you have class D, C, A, and B, and then you have types of cars like there's the tuners, which are like your Hondas, and for some reason they put the modern Corvette in tuners.
It's a muscle
and
car.
Of course you got to remember this is mid 2000s, so the 2000s Corvette.
What? Well, still, that's a muscle car. It was muscle category.
The 69 Corvette was a muscle car.
Are you saying like in real life or in the game?
In the game, they have types for I said they have tuners, types? They have muscles, they have luxury cars, they have SUVs / trucks. Okay. So you can actually race a Hummer in this game.
And do you only race stuff in your category? Or is it like
it depends on which racing type, because they also had exotics, which are like your Lamborghinis.
Exotics are always my favorite.
Yeah.
And then I think it was Need for Speed Carbon had a similar where it's muscles, tuners, and exotics.
Yeah. And then they also have motorcycles which are choppers and sports bikes.
Okay.
So thing is though, I forgot how satisfying sports bikes are to drive in that game. But of course, whenever you mess up, you have a longer time getting back up because you get knocked off the bike. So you gotta take a moment to actually. You gotta take a moment. It takes a little bit longer for it to reload you than it would for a car. But whenever you get it going right, it just feels so smooth.
And you haven't mentioned what platform this was.
I played it on the platform I played it on as a kid, and that was the PSP.
Okay, I didn't even know there was a PSP version because I know it was on PS2,
and
right?
It was on par with the PS2 version.
Okay, I was going to say, because this is Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition on PSP. Was there much difference between the console version, or was it basically the same
game? There was a re-release of Midnight Club 3 on PS2, and I think even the Xbox version also had one where it's called Remix, and they added cars and added a new city to race in. But other than that, it's the exact same.
Okay.
As the original release.
So yeah,
but it looks like the only thing I remember as a kid that I had a problem with was the load times.
Okay.
And that's because you got to remember it was a disc on a handheld.
I'm assuming that's less of an issue now.
It was not much of an issue on this version whenever I was playing it on the emulator.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I was actually I was having a hard time with the PSP emulator on RetroArch through Linux.
Oh, okay. So yeah, because you're playing on PC.
Because of that, I decided I found out that the actual official the official PSP emulator, the PSP emulator, its official release, pretty much through that team, they actually put retro achievements into their main release, so you could
into their emulator.
So it's like PCSX2 and Dolphin. Oh. So you don't need the RetroArch version to get achievements. Okay. And I found it way more manageable to fix it up on whenever I was on Linux, because I'm on Linux.
Okay, because yeah, the Mega Man Powered Up I've been playing on here, and that's the first PSP game I ever played. And I've been using PPSSPP.
That might be because you're on Windows. It might not give you as much trouble.
Well, this is on Android, so
true.
That's probably wise, because that's probably the only Android version of PSP emulator that has retro achievement support.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's ran great.
Yeah, and Nightmare just said he doesn't bother with.
Oh, you do see the chat.
Yeah, it came back a little bit later.
Okay, never bothered with RetroArch. I'd use the emulators themselves.
I like RetroArch is nice because it kind of unifies everything.
Yeah, my one issue is that I haven't looked at it again in months, but I haven't been able to figure out how to get the Melon DS emulator to work with RetroArch in order to map the Metroid Prime Hunter's control touchscreen functions to buttons, because there is an emulator that does it, and that emulator has retro achievement support, but I can't figure out how to get the two to work together.
There is actually a group that actually got that game working with mouse and keyboard, and you can play that version of the game online.
But can you do that with retro achievements?
I don't think so.
Because that's the most important part, is the retro achievement part.
I think that requires like a special emulator or something like that. One of those type of things.
But yeah, I like RetroArch a lot. Yeah, I don't think on Android the RetroArch Android version has PSP support, so that's why I think I'm using the PPSSPP emulator.
Yeah, and I was doing this. I was pretty much doing the same thing with Linux, because it was just giving me trouble on in the RetroArch. But it's the only emulator that's really giving me that type of trouble. Dreamcast emulator has been fine, outside of some visual glitches, but those can be overlooked. But going back to Midnight Club 3, it's the whole structure of the game is that whenever you first start, you just have racers you have to pick up in the overworld, and then just flash your lights at them, and then meet them at the race, and then you race them in 3 different races, and then you either unlock some specific things, or you some specific upgrades or cosmetics, because you can actually customize. This is the first Midnight Club you can customize your cars.
Oh, really?
Which is why they have Dub Edition.
Oh, was the original release you couldn't customize your cars?
In Midnight Club 1 and 2, you couldn't customize your cars.
So
they came as is.
Right, but is there a Midnight Club 3 that's not Dub Edition, or
no?
Okay, I thought maybe the original.
That's the reason why it's called Dub Edition.
I thought Midnight Club 3 didn't have customization, then they released the Dub Edition. You could customize your card, but Dub Edition just is Midnight Club 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
So pretty much that. So you can add you can even add hydraulics to your car, and actually dance your car around. You can even add a wheelie bar to your muscle cars.
That's awesome.
So like there was a ton of customization, and some of those customizations actually affect how fast you can drive, because like I think the spoilers can affect how fast you can go.
Okay,
but it's not like crazy amount like the performance parts. Like those are the ones you always want to upgrade as soon as you can. But of course, with the way the class system is, like class D, C, B, and A, once you've fully maxed out a car and C, no car in D will be able to match it. Pretty much. But you still required your skill to be able to race the tracks correctly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it is really satisfying in that game to do the drifts around corners and stuff. But there are some powers in that game, like they of course every car can get nitro, which in this game you get only a specific amount per lap, but if it's not a lap race, you only get a certain amount for the entire race.
Oh, okay.
So
you can't get it back.
Yeah, but there is another system called Slipstream, where you just get behind another racer and then you just let the bar go up, and then once it maxes out, you can just press the nitro button, and it pretty much gives you a different type of boost.
Okay.
And then depending on the class or depending on the type of car you have, like tuners and exotics and certain luxury sedans, they have zone where whenever you use it, it slows down time, so you can make those tight turns, and also turns that are just kind of precise, like getting between cars.
Okay, that's cool.
So, I think also sports bikes also have that, but sports bikes I never used it, because if you need it while you're in a sports bike, you've already messed up, because of the way you can do the weight transfer to do better turns.
Yeah, right. Motorcycles are very, very different than driving cars.
Yeah. But like muscle cars, SUVs and the bigger luxury sedans, they have I think it's called no wait, not the SUVs, but it's muscle car. Yeah, I think it's just the muscle cars and the chop. It's actually muscle cars and choppers. They have a thing called actually I need to look at the achievement list, but pretty much what they do is they let out a shockwave in front of them that makes all of the civilian cars just get pushed around, so you can try and have your opponent's cars get pushed into have civilian cars run into them. But if they're like right next to you, a racer will actually will actually get pushed away as well. So that was always an interesting way to win races. But and then
the risk reward.
Yeah, and then the last one is I think it's called aggro. And this is like the SUVs and certain luxury sedans. It's pretty much each one of these ones is built up in a different way. Like the zone one that slows down time, you build up uses of that by just racing nice without running into anything. And then for the roar one, I think you have to get close to hitting cars or something like that. Can't remember the exact thing about it. No, wait, it was drifting. That's what it was. As you drift, you you can build up charges for that. And then the third one, as you hit things, you unlock more charges for this. And whenever you use it, you pretty much go into just a pure berserk mode where your car is invincible and you just ram things, including other racers.
So it's basically the invincibility star from Mario Kart.
Yeah, and you do it and you're just in a big truck.
Nice.
Like you can race in a Silverado.
So I don't think a Silverado is going to do too good against like a Corvette in a real race.
Yeah, but the main reason why you use those is because there's also clubs based on entirely on a specific type of car, like the exotics. You have to bring an exotic to race against them, and it's the same for each club. And they have a club for each type of vehicle.
Okay.
And whenever you beat every single race against them in all 3 cities, you unlock a specific car. That's the only way you can get that car. That's the only way you can get the 69 Corvette. I think that's the one I remember the most.
Okay.
Because that's the best muscle car.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So yeah, I was looking at the achievements here. So it's 44 achievements. You did complete it. You got all 100% in just under 60 hours. That's pretty long for a racing game on a portable.
There were a couple of times where I kind of left it on, but it was just a fun game. It's just a fun game.
Yeah, you had a fun one. So was there anything that stood out as being particularly difficult?
Not really, besides the game itself. There are some times where you get stuck on a race, and then you finally beat it, and then you can do the next 3 races with no problem.
Okay, yeah, no.
It's just that one you decide that the game just decides it's going to screw you on.
So the achievement art for your third most recent achievement, win 200 races in career, is the McLaren F1, which was like my favorite car as a kid. Was that I'm assuming that was in the game, right?
Yeah, I think, if I remember correctly, yeah.
Love that car. That was so this is a good time to touch on it. Edgewood said Burnout Paradise is the best racing game. I never played any of the Burnout games, but I always wanted to. They looked like a lot of fun. He says especially the crash mode.
Midnight Club 3 is easily the best one.
I'm not going to tell you which one is my favorites because we're going to do a top 5 racing game at some point. But one that I was very fond of was a 360 or not 360. Yeah, 360 launch title, Project Gotham Racing 3. I had a lot of fun with that one. And I used the McLaren F1 through almost the entirety of the game until I got to racing the because that was one of the S-Class cars. Mm-hmm. But there's this, I think I've talked about this on Achievement Chasers before, because there were on platinum difficulty, it's literally impossible to win the race with the McLaren F1 because it just isn't fast enough. Because the best car in the game, kind of like most Midnight Club games, the cars are the way they are. You can't customize them, like you can't tune them or anything. It's just like you have to find a car that you like. And the McLaren F1 handled like a dream. But the best car in the game was the Ferrari F50 GT. It was easily the fastest, but it handled like garbage. So that's why I didn't like using that car, but I had to get good at it in order to win.
Time to get good.
The McLaren F1 just wasn't fast enough to keep up with the Ferrari F50 GT. So, but yeah, I had a lot of fun with PGR3. And speaking of motorcycles, they added motorcycles in PGR4, but I didn't really ever race in them for the most part, except for the achievements that were required them, because it felt like they wanted to add motorcycles into it to, add something to the game. Because there wasn't really a whole. I didn't play PGRs 1 or 2, but those were original Xbox games. But I don't think there was really much of a difference between PGRs 1, 2, and 3. So they wanted to add something to kind of spice
to make
it up,
more unique.
Yeah, to make it more unique. So they added motorcycles, but it felt like it was kind of half-assed job of getting the motorcycles in there, because they just didn't perform that well. Like, they were fast, they just didn't handle very well. Whereas I played actual motorcycle racing games and they felt a lot better. But
Midnight Club, they do actually feel really good. Okay. Motorcycles.
Nice. So, but yeah, me not being a big fan of Midnight Rockstar, the Midnight Club games would probably be the ones that I'd want to play the most.
And there's such note if you don't want to play the PSP version, even though with the emulator, it actually almost feels like an early PS3 game.
Is that
with how good it looks?
Nice.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition Remix on PS2, has an achievement set, and there's
that one's
LA
the
remix on
that
PSP.
One's the updated version that has Tokyo, which is actually just Tokyo from Midnight Club 2, from what I remember.
I was gonna say that seems like Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift the game.
But yeah, I think Midnight Club 2 had Tokyo, and they just ported over the track from, or the map from 2 into 3, and just added a bunch of races for story mode.
Okay.
Nice. That's pretty much the entire. And they also added new cars as well for in the remix version. So there's more to get and more to do. I just wanted to play the PSP version because I wanted to play a PSP game, and also I played this game originally on PSP. So,
all right,
I think it's the game I played the most on PSP whenever I was a kid.
Nice. Have you played any of the other Midnight Club games?
I played Midnight Club 2 on Xbox originally.
Okay, but you haven't done any of the others for retro achievements.
Not for retro achievements.
Okay. Do you think
and
you're going
to?
to?
It's a game series I wish that Rockstar would go back and make.
Yeah. Do you think you're going to do any more of the Midnight Club retro achievements?
I'll probably do some more later.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like at least the ones listed here in the top search results, the only one that doesn't have retro achievements is the GBA version called Midnight Club Street Racing.
Yeah. I think that one's tied to LA. Maybe. No, I don't think it's tied to LA.
Oh, wow. The dub edition on PS2 has 126 achievements. So
yeah, what's crazy is that most of those achievements are just spacing out the PSP achievements better.
Okay.
Because there's a lot because in the PSP version there was definitely times where I wasn't getting achievements at all, even though I was doing a lot.
That's one of the reasons why I'm enjoying Mega Man Powered Up on playing the subset and not the main set.
Yeah.
So, all right. Let's see here. All right. Well, then the next one that I will talk about is, I don't know if Rocker Dude is still here, but the Metroidvania of the month in my Xbox community. That I run the Metroidvania contest, and so the Metroidvania of the month was thanks to my buddy Ace. He because what we do is we each put a suggestion up, basically like here's what I would like to be Metroidvania of the month, and whoever wants to submit one, and then we put it in the list, and we have the Discord bot roll. So I say .roll 1D, and then however many people suggested it, .roll 1D7, or if 7 people, and I think that's actually there were 7 people that put up games for contention.
Yeah, friends and my old Warframe friends do that for Saturday game day nowadays for different games.
Nice. So Ace has been voting for this game to be Metroidvania of the month for like over a year. And he finally got his wish. And that is Monster Sanctuary, which is one of the games that I mentioned when I made my surprise appearance on Top 5 JRPGs, which I think you were on that one, right?
I think so.
I could go look, but yeah, so that was the Metroidvania of the month.
If I wasn't, I was at least in the audience.
I'm almost positive you were on that one. Let's see if I have it in my notes. Top 5 JRPGs. I think I wrote it down, even though I wasn't on that panel. JRPGs. Let's see here. Oh no, you weren't on that one. It was Jason, Carl, K.
I think the main reason why I didn't get on is because I think most of my JRPGs I've played are Final Fantasy.
Okay.
And you know my self-imposed rule.
Yeah, I do the same thing typically. I won't have that for our next top 5 since it's kind of a smaller pool of games to pick from. But typically, I do the same thing.
What's your next top 5?
Our next top 5 is top 5 rare games.
Yeah, that kind of makes a bit more sense. But there's plenty of games that they've made that you can get top 5 easy.
Yes, I just haven't played.
It does feel weird doing that one right after you did the top 5 N64 games, though.
There's a lot of crossover. Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of crossover there.
But okay, well, you weren't on top 5 JRPGs. But anyways, I made a surprise appearance for about 2 minutes on top 5 JRPGs.
Yeah, I remember that happening. I think I was in the audience.
And this is one of the ones that I mentioned because it is. Let's see here. It's Moire Games. Let's see here. Moire Games. Where are they located? I doubt they're in Japan. I should have had this up already. Oh, is it going to say anything about? I don't think. I want a Wikipedia article. Not article, but do they even have a Wikipedia? It does not look like they do have a Wikipedia. Oof. So, let me Google
enough
this.
to even be on Wikipedia.
Where is Moire Games located? Let's try that. Germany. Okay, so I was like, I'm pretty sure they're not Japanese, but it basically has all the hallmarks of a JRPG. Turn-based combat. It's basically a Pokemon style game. It's a monster battler. But it is a Metroidvania. It's a 2D platformer. So I played the let's see here, because there's two achievement stacks for it. There's one on Xbox, which I did that, and I completed that back in May of 2023. So that wasn't all that long ago. And there's also a Windows stack. So since it was Metroidvania of the month, and I was like, I need to get the Windows stack done at some point. Now's the perfect time. So I did the Windows version. Fortunately, given that I had just played it about 2 years ago, I did have a good, knowledge base going into it. So it wasn't quite stumbling around in the dark as much as the first time I played it. I kind of knew exactly what I was doing. But yeah, so it's a pixel art 2D platformer, and there aren't random encounters, so you see all the enemies on the map, so you can jump over and avoid them if you want. But you can you touch them, and then it goes into battle mode. You got your 3 monsters on one side and the enemy's 3 monsters on the other, and it's not like alternating. It's like all 3 of your monsters go, and then all 3 of their monsters go, and it goes back and forth like that. And you want to have your damage dealer go third, because as you do either buffs to your team or debuffs to the enemy teams or do attacks, it builds up a combo, and the higher your combo, the more damage you'll do, and it resets at the beginning of every one of your turns. So you want your biggest damage dealer to go third in the turn. But if you for each battle, you get ranked on like a scale of like it shows there's up to 5 stars, but if you do like perfect, you can actually get a 6 star. But fortunately, there's no achievements or anything tied to it, so you don't have to get 6 stars on anything. But it is possible. But there are some achievements for 5 starring. Certain like there's certain champion beasts that you fight, and it's your 3 versus one of them rather than 3v3. And you do have to 5-star all of those boss fights for one of the achievements. But as you defeat enemies, if you do good enough, then you'll get an egg of one of the enemies that you defeated, and there's an achievement for catching all of them and hatching them. So and each of the monsters that you hatch, each one will have certain abilities. So it's very similar to Pokemon in that there's electric monsters, there's fire monsters, there's water monsters, there's grass monsters, although they're called earth. And it's got the whole rock, paper, scissors, where like water's good against fire.
Well, there's also in Pokemon there's also ground and rock, so they have earth.
Right. I'm just saying it's very similar in that there's the different elements, and some elements are good against others and weak against others. You just got the whole rock, paper, scissors mechanic going on. And you can pick one of your monsters to follow you around, that like the character model shows up in the world, like following you, kind of like Pikachu does in Pokemon Yellow.
And they also redid that mechanic in Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
Okay. And so whatever monster you have set as the one following you is what so when you're selecting, because you'll switch back and forth between them like all the time, it's just a hit the trigger button, and it'll show you all of them. And when you're hovering over them, it'll show you each of their abilities. So a lot of them will have the same abilities. Like these 2 monsters may both have the slash ability, so they can cut through vines, which allow you to reach new areas. And there are some creatures that, like some of the water creatures, will allow you to swim against the current, which allows you to reach new areas. So a bunch of these different monsters have different abilities. There's a lot of crossover, but some monsters have unique abilities that you need this specific monster in order to progress the story, because you can't get to this area without having like a double jump, and this creature gives you a double jump ability. So that's how it's a Metroidvania. So went through that again, and let's see here. So I was gonna say I think I got through it faster this time. I don't know what the deal is, because on True Achievements it says I have 160 hours played. That is not accurate at all, because it says the estimated completion time is 28 to 34 hours. But that's because most people played the Xbox version first and then come and play the Windows version. So anytime there's both, typically the Windows version will have a shorter completion because people have already played it and know what they're doing. Whereas the Xbox version says 43 to 54 hours, which is probably more accurate. I did accidentally leave it running one night. I thought I closed it and I didn't. But for some reason, I don't know why, I haven't played it. So I got the last achievement on August 27th. So it's a little over a week now since I got the last achievement. I haven't played it since. I uninstalled the game. But when I was on Xbox last night looking through my list of games, Monster Hunter is at the top of the list. I'm like, why is it? I played this like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4. I'm playing that for a few minutes a day because kind of like Mega Man Powered Up, I have to get through the game with every skater in the game. So I'm playing it here and there a little bit every day. But that was below Monster Sanctuary, and I haven't played that in a week. So something is up where it thinks I'm playing the game when I'm not. So it's been adding all this extra time on. I have no idea why. But I probably did it in probably about 45 hours, maybe 40 when my first, let's see here. The Xbox version says I played it for 60. So I would say I probably played it for about 45 hours. But for some reason, it thinks I played it for 160 hours, which is not accurate at all. But so achievement for attaining all the monsters. My last achievement was, as I mentioned, like those champion monsters. There's an achievement for 5-storing all the battles. That was actually the last achievement I got. It's not difficult if you have the right team. Another thing is it does have difficulty. I just played it on the lowest difficulty to get through it as fast as possible because on games like this, I hate like losing to stuff that doesn't feel like it's skill based, where it's RNG based, and a lot of this game is built on stats and RNG and dice rolls. So I did play it on the lowest difficulty, but I still enjoyed it. I probably enjoyed it more this time around than the first time playing it in 2023. But that's probably because I knew more of what I was doing. I didn't really get lost because I knew, for the most part, where I was supposed to go at all times.
Makes sense.
But yeah, so if you like monster battlers, I'd recommend Monster Sanctuary. It's pretty fun. That's why it made it into my top 5 JRPGs. Obviously, it's not a JRPG, but it plays exactly like a JRPG, which is why it made my list, because I don't have any JRPGs to pick from since I haven't played any because I don't like them.
I just haven't played enough of a variety of them.
So, and shout out to Lowest Expectations, because he just recently played this on stream as well. I think he finished it because I was rewatching a couple minutes of my stream from May, my open mic before I went on my summer hiatus, where I finished my dive and I got my last couple achievements. And then I saw he showed up in chat and he mentioned Monster Sanctuary. So that was back in May, so I think he's finished it by now. But he was streaming it, and you can name, just like in Pokemon, you can name all your monsters. I just left them as the default names. But when Lois showed up in my chat that night, he said that he was letting his chat name all of his monsters. Which, if I was streaming it, I would have done that too, because that would have made things more interesting, more funny. But I know that he played Monster Sanctuary not that long ago as well, and I think he really enjoyed it. So, yeah, so. Monster Sanctuary has been on Game Pass for like 5 years. It's one of the longest games on Game Pass. So I was like, I'm surprised it hasn't left yet. So I'm going to knock this out. So not only was it Metroidvania of the month, it's also been on Game Pass for a very long time. So I was like, that's 2 good incentives to get it done, because the Windows versions of games never, ever, 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 ever go on sale. So if I want to buy it after it leaves Game Pass, I got to buy it for full price. It is only $20 full price, but the Xbox version goes on sale constantly for $5, but the Windows version never does. So I've made it a point now, if a game on Game Pass has a Windows and an Xbox version, I always play the Windows version first. So in case I want to play the Xbox version, I can get it for a cheaper price if I decide to wait on playing it till after it leaves Game Pass.
Makes sense.
So yeah, if anyone ends up playing that and they want my tips for the best team to get through most of the game, and then what team to get once you reach the DLC area called the Forgotten Realm, I think it was. Let's see here. What was the DLC called? It's Forgotten World or Forgotten Realm? Forgotten World, where it introduces, there's probably about 10 more monsters get introduced, and there's 3 of them that if you build them right, that basically nothing else in the game stands a chance. Because there are one of the other thing is there's also a mode you can go online and play other people just like you can in Pokemon, and the rules on those are a little bit different, because you actually have instead of it just being 3-on-3, it's 6v6 monsters, but it's only 3 at a time. So once one of your monsters get defeated, then you pick one of your backup 3 monsters, and whoever defeats all 6 of the other monsters first wins. And one of the things they added in the DLC is these like there's 25 of them, and let's see, what are they called? Oh, they're called legendary keeper battles, and there's 25 of them, and they play by these rules where it's not just 3v3, it's 6v6. And I got through probably 23 of them without even losing any of my first 3 monsters with this team, because this team is just like so powerful.
Nice.
There was only one where it literally got down to the wire where I almost lost, but I won with like a tiny sliver of health left on my last monster.
Nice.
But other than that, like this team just destroys everything. But you can't get this team until you go into the DLC area, and you can't even get into the DLC area till pretty late in the game, probably like 75% of the way through the game. So if anyone plays it and wants some tips on what I use to get through the game, let me know, and I'll be happy to share that with you, because I have screenshots of the when I played it originally. I watched a bunch of YouTube videos on people like, hey, this is what team I like, this is what team I like. And so I took screenshots and stuff of, because you can, not only do you have like all these skill trees to allocate your points, you also have, each monster has an item they can equip, which further affects their stats. And they have 3 there's a weapon you can equip. It doesn't have any effect other than affecting their stats. So it's not like you give them a sword and they're holding a sword. It just affects their stats. And then there's 3 pieces of equipment you can equip them with. Same thing. It only affects their stats. And then there's also 3 slots you can feed them food. And whatever the last 3 things you fed each monster, it'll take the stat boosts of whatever those items that you fed them. So there's a lot that goes into like min-maxing each monster. But I've got all of that, like screenshots and stuff. And I think originally when the game came out, the level cap was 40. And then when they released the DLC, they upped it to 42. So 42 is the level cap. But the very bottom of the skill tree, you don't actually have to invest any points in. You get it for free once you reach level 40. But you can switch it, because it's got 3 options, and you can switch it at any time, but you can't take like multiple ones. So even though you get a couple extra points afterwards, you can't get multiple level 40 skills. You can only have one at a time, but you can switch it whenever you want, in order to help balance the game. Because that's like a good example is like Fallout 3. Originally, the level cap was like level 20, but then the DLC came out and upped it to like 25. So now you could have like 5 level 20 perks, and it kind of broke the game in a good way, in my opinion, because it makes it more fun. But in order to not get you too overpowered, that's kind of how they did that, is that you can't have multiple level 40 skills. But you don't have to like, and another thing is that there is a skill reset option that removes all the points, so you can reallocate them, but it does it all at once. But at any time, you can go in your skill tree and remove each skill on the tree is just 1 point. It's not like you can level this one up by putting 5 points into it, like in Borderlands, for example. Like you can put 5 points into this one, or you can put 2 into this one and 3 into this one. Each one is just 1 point, but you can take it away and reallocate it to another skill whenever you want. So that also makes it nice for being able to like figure out what you like. So it's got a lot of customization in how you build your monsters and stuff. So, and we got 2 dolphin porn peddlers. So let's get rid of both of those on different platforms. So, but yeah, so that's Monster Sanctuary. So literally I clicked it away and another one popped up immediately. I thought Twitch from what I hear, Twitch is better about this, but I've gotten more bots on Twitch lately than
they just want to look. They just want to look like they're doing something about it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so that's Monster Sanctuary. I'd be happy to give my thoughts to anyone who may be interested in playing it. So, what do you got next?
I think I can go through. I can speed run through a couple of these other ones, because one of them just me finishing it up, and then the other 3 I was able to finish in like a couple hours. All 3 of them were done in a couple hours, pretty much.
Oh, yes, I did notice that. Yeah, so 46 minutes, 1 hour, 7 hours.
The one of them says 7 hours, but I left it on while I was working.
Oh, okay.
So, for the first game I'll talk about is Pokemon Sapphire. Is me just finishing up the game that I started.
Yeah, because you were talking about that last month.
Yeah, so I pretty much went through and finished all the contests with the single Pokemon, which got me most of the achievements that were left.
I think you were about halfway last time on last episode. You were about halfway on the achievements, if I remember correctly.
No, I only had like 10 more achievements left last time.
Yeah. That's right. You were almost there.
So it wasn't that far. So I pretty much had to do all the contests, and then I went through the battle tower with that Pokemon in the final sections. So pretty much a level 50 run. I had to. You have to get the ribbons for the battle tower. You have to get past 50 trainers in a row. So
I'm assuming that was the most difficult thing.
It was pretty difficult, but I just took 3 Pokemon that are kind of overpowered that you can bring into there, and just did them until I got to 49, because you do 7 at a time. And then after that, I just brought in the one Pokemon that I used for the contest for the 25 ribbons achievement.
Okay.
And just did the final 7 with that one in tow. Every now and then I was actually able to use that Pokemon with its contest moveset in a way that it would actually helped out the team. Because one of the contest moves is Destiny Bond. And if the enemy Pokemon kills you immediately after you use that, the enemy Pokemon will die as well.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of the whole point of that move.
It's like, if I'm going down, I'm taking you with me.
Pretty much, yeah. That's the entire purpose of that. But so pretty much once I was done with that, I just had like 1 achievement left, and I just needed to go find some things for the secret base that I didn't already get, and I just needed to buy them from the store.
Okay. So you got all 49 achievements, got the 100%.
Yep, got all 49 Sapphire.
It says 86 hours. Is that pretty accurate?
I'd say that's about right.
But I know those Pokemon games can be pretty long.
Yeah.
But that was over the course of probably a couple months.
About a month and a half.
Month and a half? Okay. Oh, it does. Okay. If I just kept reading, it says in over a month and 13 days. So yeah, a month and a half.
I didn't even actually read that. I just thought about it. It's like, yeah, it was about a month and a half.
Well, you were right on the money. So, okay, because yeah, I remember last month you were saying most likely you'd get that finished before this month. So
yeah,
you nailed it.
And then the next game was another Dreamcast game I decided to play, and it was actually a movie tie-in game.
I've never seen this movie, but
it's made by the same people who made Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah, that would be my guess based on the animation.
That's the one where the guy goes, "Those chickens are up to something."
So, and what is that?
It is Chicken Run, and it actually plays like a stealth game.
Interesting. Okay,
a little bit, but it's more like an overhead style stealth game. But you still have the control camera, a bit more control of the camera.
Okay.
So it's pretty much just I think the original movie was kind of based on the concentration camps.
Oh.
Ideas.
Okay.
Because like the chickens were like the people in the concentration camps, and then the people who ran the farm were the Nazis.
So 28 achievements. It says 7 hours and 10 minutes, but it was probably less than that.
It was probably around 3 or 4 hours.
Okay. I'm assuming
the hardest achievement was beating each of the sections without getting caught.
Okay. And
that's just because the game is very lenient when it comes to when you're actually playing it like just normally. Like this is an afternoon game. It's a rent and return.
Yeah, it's a movie-based game, so I'm assuming it's not terribly difficult.
No, but it was still a good game.
So fun.
Yeah. It also had mini games that you'd get, because the whole point of the game is you're trying to build contraptions using things you find around the farm.
Okay.
To try and get over the fence. One of them you strap rockets to chickens, and you try to get them to go through windows that are opening and closing. And each of the mini games has an achievement tied to it to get the gold rank.
Oh, okay.
A couple of them you just need to complete them to get the gold rank, but the other ones you need to do a specific amount of points for that mini game.
Oh, gotcha.
So there was a couple of the mini games I had to do a couple times.
The rockets made me think of like Chicken Run version of Kerbal Space Program.
Yeah, but they're just trying to get out of the farm, not into space.
Into space, yeah.
So that wasn't a too difficult game. Actually, I think the hardest achievement was beating us entire section without even being seen. So just do the first section, and it's the easiest one.
Oh, that makes sense.
But other than that, it was pretty simple. The next two games I did were Game Gear games because I've started looking at my console list, and I'm like, you know what? These consoles I don't have many games played on, so I'm gonna go and start moving them up a little bit because like I only had like one Game Gear game, and that's the only Sonic game I've actually completed.
Oh, okay. So yeah, one Game Gear game. You had no Dreamcast games, and now you have 3. Well, played at least.
Yeah.
So
I'll talk about that one later.
Yeah, bumping up the Game Gear. Nice. So what'd you start on Game Gear?
I did Mickey's Ultimate Challenge, which is just a bunch of small little puzzles to complete the game, and like you can see on there, it's mastered in 46 minutes.
Yeah, that's pretty quick, and it's only got 8 achievements.
Yeah, because there's just 5 different sections, and then you get to the final boss area, and that's just a picture slide puzzle.
Yeah. Oh, I just pulled it up. It's a puzzle platformer. I like puzzle platformers. Looking at the box art, I remember seeing this box art as a kid. I never had a Game Gear. I did play one over at my friend's house, the same one who had the Genesis and that controller I used. But I remember playing a Sonic game on his Game Gear. Probably the one that you played.
Sonic Chaos.
Maybe, I don't remember, but I do.
It's
remember
so funny when you think about it. That's the only Sonic game I've ever mastered.
But yeah, like, I do remember
entirely.
Just out of all of them, that's the only one you've gotten all the achievements in. I do have the completion of 2 Sonic games on 360. They're Xbox Live Arcade games. That's about the only Sonic games I've played. But this Mickey's Ultimate Challenge, I do remember seeing this box art for a Game Gear game back as a kid. But yeah, I never played it, obviously.
It's very simple. Like I said, it's a very simple game.
Let's see here. Let me go here real quick.
While
we're kind of talking about Sonic. I played Sonic. If it'll come on, load. All right, Sonic and Knuckles. Played that on Xbox Live Arcade. And Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Oh, and a full 1,000 points for the Sonic Ultimate Genesis Collection, which is a bunch of Sonic games. That's the only Sonics I've actually played.
Yeah, because the mini games that were in this game, there was mainly just the only platforming section that was really needed was you're in a library and you have a bunch of books, and some of the books have a letter on them. You're supposed to spell out the word by jumping on the books that have letters on them.
Okay.
Then there was one where it's just like those games with the boxes that you just push to get to and push them into a certain area to get to the next level.
Yeah.
Pretty much it was that. And then there was one that was Simon Says. Then another that was just a memory match card game. And then the last one before the final one, that final puzzle sliding was you had to guess what tools were in what order, were in a toolbox without seeing what's in there, but you get clues on whether or not the ones you choose are in there, or if they're in the correct spot. We don't know which ones are in the correct spot.
Oh, it sounds like that board game Mastermind.
Probably.
Where you have to figure out what colors and what order they are, but all you know is like how many are in the correct order, or whether you have the right number of the
with
colors.
This one you get like 8 tries to get it correct.
Okay.
Like if what's in the toolbox is A, B, and C, and you just put 3 Bs, it would say there's 1 B and it's in the correct spot, but it wouldn't tell you which one it was.
Exactly. Yep, that's exactly like Mastermind. I like that game. So yeah, it's 8 achievements for only 34 points. So they're all like 3-point achievements. There's a 4, a 5,
and I did the
10.
entire game in 45 minutes.
So there's an achievement for beating it on hard. So I'm assuming you were able to start on hard and you didn't have to unlock it and play through it twice. It was all in one playthrough.
Yep. I think the only difference between the difficulties is some of the is how complicated it gets.
I was going to say, even on hard, I'm assuming this game is not very hard.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it looks like there's 279 people have played it, and 213 have, or let's see here, how many people actually mastered it? 159 have mastered it out of 279. So yeah, the lowest, the hard one is the lowest with 100. Yeah, the 159 people getting it. So
I guess because
60%.
Most people didn't even think about changing the difficulty.
Yeah, people that beat it on normal but not hard, they're probably just like, oh shoot, I should have done that. So yeah, not terribly difficult. So
yep. So I'll go ahead and talk about the next one.
Oh, it's developed by WayForward back in '94. Nice, because they've done a lot of good stuff. Speaking of WayForward, no, I was gonna say Monster Sanctuary is WayForward, but no, it was Team 17. But at least published by. I've played something not that long ago that was WayForward, but I don't remember what it was. But I played a lot of stuff from WayForward. So
a lot of Shantae games.
Yes, a lot of Shantae games.
Oh, they apparently made the Hotel Transylvania game on DS.
It
looks like a Metroidvania.
Hotel Transylvania?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Except this time you play as the vampire.
I would assume so.
You play as the daughter.
Oh, Maven?
Yeah, Mavis.
Yeah. It is labeled as a Metroidvania on True Achievements. Or, Retro Achievements. Interesting.
Maybe I have to play that one.
You've piqued my interest now. It's WayForward and it's Metroidvania. I am interested.
Yep. So I was just looking at WayForward games on Retro Achievements because you can click on the developer.
Yeah.
And actually get pulled into a hub.
Yep. Yeah, but there's a bunch of Shantae games there. Although a bunch of them don't have achievements. Interesting.
Well, that's because a lot of them are like
Wii U and 3DS. Yeah. So, all right. Sorry.
So the next game I played on Game Gear was Tom and Jerry, the movie of the game. And it was a pretty simple platformer. You just kind of, pretty much Tom found a treasure map. Jerry steals it from him, and you're just chasing him through the levels.
So I always loved Tom and Jerry as a kid. Tom is the cat and Jerry's the mouse, right?
Tom is the cat.
Okay.
Like Tomcat.
Tomcat. Oh, that will help me remember it. I always have trouble remembering which one's which, but that'll definitely help if I ever get confused. I'm pretty sure Tom is the cat and Jerry's the mouse. So yeah, 2D platformer, 17 achievements. You got it mastered in an hour and 6 minutes. So I'm assuming there's nothing too terrible on this one either.
Once you figure out some of the mechanics of the game, it's pretty simple because you don't really jump that in the same way you do in other games, because it's kind of like almost like one of those jumps in like Prince of Persia.
But classic Prince of Persia?
Yeah, classic Prince of Persia.
Okay, I haven't played the classic ones. Oh, unsurprisingly, you're the most recent one to master this game.
Yep.
But the last one before you was August 6th, so it's been almost a month.
Yep. So it was an easy game, but like I said, I just wanted some easy games to get some Game Gear representation in my library.
Yeah, and play something a little bit.
This one only has like 5 levels.
Okay.
And each level can be beaten in like a minute or two.
Oh, yeah, that is short. So
yeah, the main reason why it took me so long is because I kept on restarting levels because there is an achievement for each level, beating it without dying.
Oh, okay. I did notice that on the most difficult achievement was catch Jerry in the labyrinth without dying, but I didn't
which is the last level.
Them, which is there's a bunch of achievements for beating without dying and completing them on hard. So I'm assuming you played it on hard on the first time. You didn't have to unlock it.
Yep.
So okay.
It was definitely a fun little game. And they have 2 bonus games, one based on like Pac-Man and the other based on just Jerry drops apples or bombs, and you just have to try and grab all the apples.
Okay. And and also a little bit of a palate cleanser after a big game like Pokemon Sapphire
and Midnight Club 3 and Gauntlet Legends for Dreamcast.
Yeah.
Although those weren't nearly as long as some of the Dynasty Warriors games, but still. I'm kind of trying to stay away from Warriors games because I have one trying to call me.
The Warriors.
Well, technically, I have two that I can call that are trying to call me.
And
but
Dynasty Warriors
they're both Warriors Orochi. There's Warriors Orochi and Warriors Orochi 2.
It's been too long since you played a Dynasty Warriors game.
Well, this isn't even Dynasty Warriors; it's Warriors Orochi.
Oh, yeah, a Warriors game. So,
and then, of course, there's all those Warriors games on 360 and PS3 that I've never played. That I haven't played, like Dynasty Warriors Gundam 3.
Yeah, those are. Are you planning on doing most of those other Warriors styles games as well? Yeah, it's just going to be a while.
Yeah, especially with how long 5 took. The only reason why I did 2 is because I knew it would be short.
Oh, right. Yeah, that was quite short compared to the others. So,
yeah, 40 hours is short.
Yeah,
well, actually, no, it said 100. It said 100 hours, but there was a lot of time I spent not playing the game.
Yeah, let's see here. Dynasty Warriors 2. Well, it says 98 hours.
I'd say it's more like a 40 to 60 hour game.
Yeah, sometimes you just left it running. Let's see. And then Dynasty Warriors 5. Oh, shoot. It shows mine. I don't want to see mine. I want to see yours. Yeah. Oh, well. I remember it was like in the 300 hours range.
Yep.
So, understandable.
But I did get the top 10 of that.
Oh, and you're in the top 10 of masteries on that one?
Yep.
I did not notice
Literally number 10.
You are number 10. Very nice. Last one to be on the front page of masteries. And where'd it go? There have been 4 people who have mastered it since.
Which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's kind of nuts. So, all right. Let's see here. I've got.
So talk about as much as you can because I only have one more game, and that's the one I started.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, I think I talked about this last month because I think I talked about some of the stuff that I was playing at the beginning of August. But did I talk about Dark Forces? I feel like I talked about Dark Forces.
You think you did a little bit.
So, let me pull up
Dark But there's Forces. Sometimes some games where or some streams you just talk about so many games I might forget about one or two.
Yeah, you know what I did? Because I started playing it in like the first week of August, so I probably had just beaten like the first couple levels. So I probably said that I had started playing it, but I was probably right at the beginning. But yeah, played through it. My first achievement when I started getting back into playing it, other than when I got the first achievement back in May, was August 5th. And then I got the last achievement on August 18th. So I did complete it. And that was a great trip down memory lane. It was pretty quick. It says 6 to 8 hour completion, and I did it in 7 hours and 54 minutes. So like nailed it. And there are no missable achievements. And I don't think there's even any achievements that you can miss. Oh, so hold on here. Let me see what it is. Because there are 29 achievements and 27 of them are for the main story. So you literally cannot miss them by just playing through the game. Let's see here. I know there's a way to do this. Oh, there it is. Check that. I was like, why? I want to see the achievements that don't have the flags, and that it didn't do it. Oh, it's because there. Let me try that. That should do it. Nope. Basically, there's 2 achievements that you might not get, but they're kind of difficult to miss. One is for just the little mouse droids from Star Wars, because Star Wars Dark Forces. Just destroy one of those and they're in like a lot of the levels, and you'll probably get them by accident if you're ever throwing thermal detonators or walking around if you ever use mines. And there's also an achievement for there it is. Oh, the one that you might not get is there's a level in the middle of the game where you start like you get captured and all your equipment gets taken away, and you get thrown into like a battle pit of Jabba's. I think it was Jabba, or wait. Yeah, it was Jabba's, because like, wait a minute, this takes place later. The other games take place later in the timeline, so Jabba would have already been dead. But this one takes place like during A New Hope, because you steal the Death Star plans. The real story of the stealing of the Death Star plans, not the Rogue One trash.
Rogue One was decent.
It's the best of the Disney movies, Star Wars movies, but that doesn't say much.
That's why I say decent.
But anyways, you start in this arena, and a Kell Dragon gets released, and
it does have one of the best Vader scenes.
That is a cool scene. I'll give you that. It doesn't make any sense, but it looks pretty. But anyways, you can fight the Kell Dragon with your bare hands and punch it to death. There's an achievement for that. But after you fight it for long enough, like the walls open and you can escape without killing it. But as long as you kill it, which is pretty simple to do, just takes a lot of punches. There's an achievement for killing it with your bare hands. So literally only 2 achievements you might not get from just playing through the game. But that was a great trip down memory lane, and it gives a nice facelift. So instead of it being like super pixelated, like the cutscenes, like they were back in 92 or 3, whenever this game originally came out, they look more like hand-drawn art, and it looks really pretty, and it's still smooth. One thing that, people like, this was a Doom clone, and people like praise Doom, but I never played Doom and the original Doom until after Doom 2016. So this was my Doom as a kid. I love this game. And one thing that it has over Doom is that Doom, you cannot look up and down. Dark Forces, you can look up and down, and Doom, you also cannot jump. In Dark Forces, you can jump. So it has 2 things, in my opinion, that make it better than Doom.
But just running really fast over
gaps. Yeah.
Yep.
But this actually has a jump button. Doom does not have a jump button. So that's the argument on why my argument on why Dark Forces is better than Doom. And it's
but Doom, you don't have
Star
to jump.
Wars, not demons. So, but that was a great trip down memory lane. Fun game. It's been a very long time since I played it, and I really enjoyed playing through that again for the first time in forever. So, did Dark Forces, and that was a pretty quick one. I also continued working on Stanley Parable. So
I'm gonna be working on that one for a while.
Yes. So, based on the fact that you said that, I'm pretty sure we talked about this before on a previous episode. But so I'm going for the Super Go Outside achievement, legit. But before I did that, I need to make sure I got all the other achievements. So I think when I got back to playing it this in August, I think I only had 3 achievements left, maybe 4. And one of them is for collecting all the Stanley dolls, and there's like 30 of them. So I had to go, but you have to do a couple of specific endings first in order to get the option to get to the area where you can collect the dolls. So it took a while to get to that area, but once I got to that area, I was able to collect them all pretty easy. It's not like you have to really like go out of your way. They're pretty difficult to miss for the most part. But so I had to do that, and I had to do the speed run achievement for beating the game in under like 4 minutes and 22 seconds, I think. And in order to do that, you have to play through the game multiple times, where there's a certain part where you have to put in a code in order for the wall to open up. And you have to do that 5 or 6 times, because once you do that multiple times, then the narrator's like, all right, you've already done this enough. You can skip it, and we'll just open the door automatically, so you don't have to wait. So that cuts like a minute off the time. And then there's also, after you do it a number of times, it'll spawn you in a certain spot that's like a few rooms farther in than where you normally spawn. And then you can make it to the end of the game fast enough to get it under that time limit. So you had to, obviously, getting through, because there's lots of different routes you can do, and there's tons of different endings, but the main one, by just following what the narrator says, is pretty short. It's like 5 or 6 minutes. But you have to do that multiple times in order to be able to beat it in under that time limit, because of certain things happen quicker after you've done them enough times. So I had to do that, and so I wrapped up all the achievements except for the last one, which is called Super Go Outside, because there was originally Stanley Parable that had an achievement called Go Outside, and that achievement is for not playing Stanley Parable for 5 years. Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Edition, which is the one that's on Xbox, has an achievement called Super Go Outside, and the achievement is for not playing the game for 10 years. So I now have all the achievements except for that one. I've uninstalled the game to make sure I don't accidentally launch it. And I set a reminder in my calendar for August of 2035 to go and play this game and finally get that last
Xbox is still
achievement.
around by then.
Yeah. I will still have my Series X by then, so I better still be able to get the achievement. But obviously, the way they mean for you to do it is to go in and manipulate the system clock on your Xbox and do it offline and get the achievement, because the game only came out on Xbox. Let's see here. It came out in 2022. So no one would legitimately be able to get this achievement on Xbox until April of 2032. Except people go and manipulate the clock, and you're basically supposed to. But when you do that, the narrator chastises you for it. But I'm going to do it legit and wait the 10 years. So that'll be, for the most part. You better
record yourself getting it.
That is a good idea. I will do that if I remember to do in 10 years. But I'm doing it legit. And so I have all the achievements except for that one. So I will boot the game up in 10 years and get that last achievement. So, and then Nightmare says, I'm so proud of you for getting the don't play the game achievement, Neo. Yeah, and for doing it legit. Normally I would do that, the system clock time hack. But for a game like this, where it's all about, it's a super meta commentary about just games in general. So everything you do is pretty funny in that game. And so I want to see what it does when you get it legit. So did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite. So I did go into the broom closet and I stayed there for a long time, for probably like 15 minutes. And he eventually gave up and said, all right, fine, stay there. And so I still waited for like another 5 or 10 minutes, and then I continued on, but I didn't actually get the broom closet ending. So maybe when I go and get that final achievement, I'll go get the broom closet ending as well. Because I did see a video, because it got mentioned in a video I watched recently of like 10 games that do like, break the fourth wall type of stuff. And Stanley Parable was on there, and it did mention the broom closet ending, and it showed it all boarded up. My broom closet is not boarded up yet, but maybe I'll go back and do that. So I think Arkham Asylum has the calendar-based achievement for Calendar Man. There is, because for Arkham City, yes, the Calendar Man is in the prison, and you have to go and visit him. There's one holiday per month. Usually it's something obvious like Christmas or New Year's or 4th of July. There's a couple months like August and September. It's like, what actual holiday is there to celebrate? So there is something. But you have to go and visit him on each of those holidays and visit for all 12. I don't think it has to be consecutive, but if you miss one day, then you have to wait for the next year. But you can do the clock thing and go and get them all immediately. I did both the 360 version of Arkham City and the Xbox One version of Arkham City legit, and I visited him on the correct day. And I think on one of them, I did miss one of them, so I had to wait an extra year to get that achievement. But I did both of them legitimately. I did not do the clock trick. So,
well, for me, it's kind of hard to do that when I'm visiting family for holidays.
There were, I did have to account for that for some of them, like Christmas, where I had to like make sure I could remote play into my Xbox in order to get the achievement while I was away from home. But I did do them all legit. So, but Stanley Parable, and then I guess one of the only other things is because I had started Space Marine. Let's see here. What's the remaster called that came out not too long ago? Master Crafted Edition. It shadow dropped on Game Pass in June, and I started it. Let's see here. I got my first achievement on June 12th, a couple days after it came out, because it came out on June 10th. I got about halfway through the game, and then I kind of just fell off of it until let's see here, until the end of August, because my buddies IRL, they're like, hey, let's play Space Marine 2 this weekend, because Space Marine 2 actually has a co-op campaign. So I was like, they text me like on Thursday afternoon, be like, "Hey, let's do Space Marine 2 this weekend," because it was a long weekend. It's like, I haven't finished Space Marine 1 yet. So they're like, go finish Space Marine 1. So I went and finished Space Marine 1. I powered through it. There were some fights on it that really annoyed the crap out of me. But we're going to be going into depth about Space Marine over on Carl's channel, I think next Wednesday. Yeah, on the 10th. We're going to be doing a deep dive on Space Marine. But I made it through the campaign. I think I just did it on like normal difficulty. And I beat the story. I only have like 21 out of 60 achievements, so I still got a long way to go, but I did beat the story. And then we ended up not playing Space Marine 2 the weekend, so I kind of rushed through the end for no reason, but I did beat the story, and I still have a lot to do in that game though. So and then go ahead and let's hear your last one, and then I'll talk about my last one.
Okay, I'll go ahead and talk about the last one. Now, I've only gone through about the first 2 levels and the first boss for this one, and this is the first time I'm playing this, and I'm playing it on the Dreamcast, and that is Toy Story 2.
Yeah, it's funny you mention that, because I've heard this game get mentioned a few times here and there about like good story movie-based games. A lot of people mention Toy Story 2. I've not played it, but I know Angry Canadian played it not too long ago. I think he played the N64 version, but he really liked it. So yeah, you haven't gotten very far in it. It says you only have 21% of the achievements. It has 90 achievements, at least the Dreamcast version. So
yeah, there's around 6 or 7 achievements per level, and there's about 10 levels, it seems like.
So do you expect just playing through the story, you'll get all the achievements, or do you have to go out of your
way?
Pretty much.
I have to go out of my way for certain challenges, but you can just replay the level over again, and you can try again. So it's not really, nothing's really missable.
Okay, yeah, but for being a movie-based 3D platformer, it's not bad.
It's pretty good, but I don't know if this is a problem with the emulation or something else. But for some reason, the Dreamcast version, whenever I'm trying to use the stick to move around, I can only go in four directions, and they're not the cardinal, the diagonal.
That is weird.
Yeah, so I'm having to use
go straight. You have to go at an angle.
So I have to use the D-pad.
Oh, the stick does it, but the D-pad doesn't. Interesting.
So I have to use the D-pad to actually move around like normal. It's weird.
Yeah, for a game like that, since it's a 3D platformer collectathon, I would think that the stick would probably be better.
It should be the other way around.
Yeah. If there's got to be something wrong with that then, because I would think that the D-pad, that would kind of make sense.
So if anyone has the Dreamcast version, I think I do have the Dreamcast version, but my Dreamcast doesn't read discs right now, so I can't really check right now.
Oh, bummer.
So and also a lot of my games all the games that are fine are in storage in all these big boxes, and I'm not gonna be able to find that game. It's like finding a needle in a haystack.
Yeah,
I was lucky to find Duke Nukem Forever whenever I did. But yeah, it's a pretty fun game so far.
Yeah, I've heard what little I've heard about it. I've heard some good things.
But it's a typical fifth generational collectathon platformer.
I know that that's one of the streams that got taken down when James streamed it, because it has actual cutscenes from the movie, and so he got copyright struck on it.
And I'm pretty sure the Dreamcast has even better visuals for it.
So yeah, don't try to stream it because you'll get copyright struck.
Well, I don't normally stream. I don't do much streaming on YouTube, so it wouldn't affect me too terribly.
Yeah, if you were streaming on Rumble, you'd probably be fine.
Yeah, because I think that stream for them is still up on Rumble.
I would assume so. All right. So yeah, I doubt that's probably going to be too terribly long of a game.
I can probably finish it over the weekend.
Yeah, let's see here. Your first one. Oh yeah, you just started it yesterday. So yeah, for an easy game, it's got a good high achievement count. 90 achievements, and yeah, you'll probably get through that pretty quick. So all right.
So it's gonna be my third Dreamcast game. And it's not, what's funny is all 3 of my Dreamcast games are not games you really think of as Dreamcast games.
Yeah. So what's your favorite do you play your favorite Dreamcast games like Sonic Adventure or Crazy Taxi? It's like, no, Chicken Run and Toy Story 2.
And Gauntlet Legends.
And Gauntlet Legends, that's right.
What's funny is I don't really, I even though I have a Dreamcast, I haven't really played it much. And I only recently got Dreamcast because this Dreamcast is actually from a buddy who originally had like 3, and this one didn't have the disc drive working. Originally, whenever I got it working, I just had to screw a little bit tighter, and it started working again. So maybe I have to do the same thing, but I just haven't taken the time to open it up again. Because it was one of the consoles I got wet.
Bummer.
But it was running perfectly fine besides the disc drive. Once I made sure it was dry.
Be the laser disc reader.
Laser or that same screw got loose again.
Hopefully it's something simple.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, I can always get the disc drive replaced.
That's true.
Everything else is working fine because it was able to be in the menu for like 10 minutes without any issues.
Also, Dreamcast, you can boot it up and go to a menu without actually having a disc in?
Yes.
Okay.
Even the Saturn can do that.
Yeah, I would think that is Dreamcast the first console that had like a menu without a game?
PS1 had that.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
I've never played PlayStation, so
I'm pretty sure some of those other random consoles did too.
Okay.
Like the 3DO or the Atari Jaguar.
For me, the first one was Wii, I think.
PS2 even had it.
Yeah, I never had any PlayStation, so.
Original Xbox did.
Yeah, original Xbox did. Of the consoles
GameCube.
that I own, though.
GameCube also had it.
Did it?
Yeah. How else were you supposed to manage your memory cards?
I know you could manage your memory card, but
you didn't need a disc in there to do that.
Okay. For some reason, I was thinking that you had to...
Because you could also hold the A button whenever the GameCube thing was going.
Okay, so it doesn't go launch into it by default. You have to initiate going to the...
You either have to initiate it or while the disc is in, or have a disc not in.
That might be why. I don't think I ever even tried launching without a disc in. So, okay. What I'm thinking is like a console that goes to the menu automatically, regardless of whether there's a disc in or not. And the first thing that comes to mind for me was Wii. But no, I guess it'd be Xbox, because I had Xbox before, right?
Yeah, and Dreamcast did it too, and I think the Saturn could do it too, because Saturn actually was weird, and it actually had its own internal battery backup saves on the console itself.
So yeah, it would be original Xbox then. That'd be the first one I had, not counting the GameCube, because I had the game.
And like I said, I'm pretty sure like the 3DO or something, like one of those random consoles during that era also had it.
Never even seen one in real life, I don't think.
I have one.
Is that the one that was like super expensive when it came out?
I think it was like $600 when it came out.
Okay, maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of the Panasonic. Wait, that is the 3DO. It's Panasonic. What's one of those other ones?
CDI?
Magnavox Odyssey? Or was it the CDI?
There's a CDI. There's also the TurboGrafx 16.
It wasn't TurboGrafx.
But I don't think the TurboGrafx 16 had a menu.
No, I'm just thinking it. I'll look, but I just know there's one console that was one of those like off.
After the stream, I'll pull out my 3DO for you.
That was super expensive, so like no one had it, and it's like really difficult.
Neo Geo.
Was it Neo Geo?
Yeah, because that was actually like literal arcade perfect ports to the console, to home console, but they were meant to be for hotels. It's just that some video game enthusiasts were like, I want to buy it too.
Because
you can only buy them through a magazine.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I've got an article here that's listing like the top 10 most expensive consoles at launch, and it has the 3DO at number 3, the Neo Geo at number 2, and this Philips CDI at number 1. So it was. I think it was the CDI that I was thinking of. But yeah, I've never seen a Neo Geo. I've seen a Neo Geo Pocket. I've never seen the actual like console. So, anyways, yeah. So that was Toy Story 2 was yours. So, all right. Then my last one is I talked about this at length on last episode, so I won't go into as much detail. But I am probably either the most or second most knowledgeable person on the planet on this game now. Exophobia. I talked about it for like half an hour last episode. I probably spent another 30 hours in the game since then. So because I am the one and only person on Xbox that has the achievement for beating the boss rush without taking damage. I went into detail because our last episode was on August 14th, and I got that achievement on the 7th. So I got it before last episode of Achievement Chaser. So I'm pretty sure I mentioned that. But I'm the one and only person that has that achievement. I'm hoping to be the first person to complete this game. But what I said last episode is that supposedly the speedrun achievement for beating it under 2 hours is glitched. And because there's a guy who had already done it and the achievement didn't unlock. And I asked him, because I've been in chats with him and the developer of the game. I joined the developer's Discord for the game. And so I've been talking to him. And he's like, yeah, I've tried all these different things to try to get the speedrun achievement to pop, and it hasn't worked. I'm like, well, I have some ideas, so I'm going to try it. And that's where I left off last month, because I'd started a speedrun, but I wasn't doing very well. So I did another one fresh, and I beat it. I don't know exactly what the time is, but my save room time right before the final boss fight is like an hour 36, and the final boss gauntlet, or not even a boss gauntlet, because it's more of like you're going up this elevator that goes up all 4 floors, and you don't proceed to the next floor till you kill all the enemies on that floor. So it's basically like a 4-stage like enemy gauntlet. It takes about 10 minutes or so. So I definitely beat it in under the time limit. And I've done that 3 or 4 times because I made sure that I didn't save. So every time I reload the save, I'm right back to where I was, and it didn't add that time to my timer. I've tried a bunch of different things, and it hasn't worked. So I should have the achievement, and it has not unlocked for me either. One of the things I thought maybe has changed is that the guy that I was talking to that tried it, because this game came out in July of last year, and he tried it in August of last year, but he hasn't tried it since. So I was like, maybe something's changed. Nothing's worked. So I'm waiting on the patch to be able to get that achievement and finish the game, and hopefully be the first one to get all the achievements. So there's only 2 achievements I don't have in the game now. It's the one for beating the game in under 2 hours. I've done it, but the achievement hasn't unlocked. And the other achievement is for you have to kill every enemy in the game. And I'm about 99.9% positive I've done that as well, and I don't have the achievement. And I talked to the developer, and he's like, yeah, that achievement was glitched on Steam as well, so I had to patch it. So I'll fix that when I release a patch for the Xbox version. The weird thing is there are 2 people that have that achievement on Xbox. The guy I've been talking to, who tried the 2 hours speedrun achievement first and didn't get it. He has this achievement, but somehow it's glitched, and I've not been able to get it.
Could be glitched in the order you kill enemies, maybe.
Hopefully not. I'm hoping that once he patches the game and I will boot it up, that achievement will unlock instantly as soon as I load my save. So what I did, because like I said, like barely anybody has played this game on True Achievements. Oh, it's gone up from 61 to 66 players. So 5 more people have started playing it since last month. And there's probably about the same amount of people who played it on Steam. So there's probably about 120 people who have even played this game. But so there's very little information on the game anywhere. So what I went and manually created my own map of each of the 4 floors. It's out there now, so anybody can go out there and get it. But there was no maps of the game. And the reason I did that is so that I could go through every room in the game and mark off to make sure I killed all the enemies. So I've gone through and I marked off every room in the game. After I went through it, made sure all the enemies are dead. So I've 99.9% verified I've killed all the enemies in the game, and the achievement has not unlocked. So I showed that to the developer in the Discord. I'm like, here, I made the map and I crossed off all the rooms as I went. And he's like, I'm impressed that you went through that much trouble. But he's like, yeah, it's glitched. So I don't know how they were able to get it on, 2 people were able to get it back in August of last year. But hopefully he'll patch it and that achievement will unlock instantly. And then I just have to go fingers crossed when the patch comes out, I'll just go and beat the final section of the game again, and I'll get the achievement for beating it in under 2 hours, and I'll be the first one to get the completion on Xbox because, as I said, I'm the only person who has the achievement for beating it, the boss rush mode without taking damage. So even if it gets patched, in order for that other guy, his name is Sunblade, in order for him to get the completion before me, he would have to do the boss rush without taking damage, and he doesn't have that one yet, and I do, so I have a leg up. So I'm really hoping I've got an eagle eye on the game. If I ever see an update come out, or if I see it on my Xbox say, hey, this game just had an update installed, I'm going and playing it immediately to hopefully get those last 2 achievements, get the first completion. But I've done literally everything I can and verified I've done everything, and I should have those achievements, but I don't have them. So I'm this close to getting the first completion on that. And that'll be the first game I ever get the first completion on Xbox. The reason why I've spent so much time in it is because, like I said, there's very little information about the game. I was working on it today. I'm almost done, where I basically made collectible videos for all the different types of the collectible achievements in the game, because there's basically nothing out there for it. So I'm going to finish editing it tonight, and I'm going to publish them. So I'll have about 7 or 8 Exophobia achievement videos all go up late at night, so it doesn't spam up people's feed, because normally I don't do videos. I just do streams. But you'll see a bunch of Exophobia achievement videos from me probably before sometime before tomorrow morning, so that when people wake up and start doing their videos, it'll kind of push mine down, because I don't want mine being seen in in the feed or whatever. I just want them out there for other people who may play the game, who need to go and get the achievements for collecting each of the different type of collectibles. There'll be a video guide out there now for where they all are. So that's why I've spent a ton of time in the game, is because I've been recording a bunch of videos in game. So I don't think the time tracker on True Achievements is accurate, because it says only 52 hours. I swear I've put probably about 80 hours into this game so far. So, but yeah, that is the last thing I have to talk about. Other than what, last thing here, do you want to mention what you might be working on over September?
The only thing I can positively say I'm going to be working on in September is going to be a Toy Story. Don't know what I'm going to work on next after that.
Okay. So as for me, kind of plugging my future stream, no retro achievements for it, since Wii doesn't have retro achievements for it, but I'm starting Metroid Other M on Monday. I started doing a new stream this last Tuesday with Jason, so we're gonna be doing the Borderlands game. So
I would have suggested joining that, but it's in the middle of the day and I'm in the office at that time.
Yeah, so I would welcome other people to join us, but it's kind of not conducive to a working schedule. So we're both unemployed, so it makes sense. So we're doing Borderlands, so that'll take a long time, because we're planning on going through all of them. So it'll take a very long time, but that's what we're working on, is Borderlands. The game that
Borderlands 3 is not bad if you just ignore the story.
That's what I hear. I've only done 1 and 2 before, so I haven't played 3. So we're going to do 1 pre-sequel, 2, 3. It'll be my first time playing pre-sequel and be my first time playing 3. And we'll probably also do Tiny Tina's Wonderland as well. And I've never done.
Are you going to do all the DLC as well?
Yeah, I'm planning on doing 100%. The only thing we probably won't do on stream is, I mentioned it, is on Borderlands, by just basically doing all the quests and stuff, you'll get almost all the achievements. Basically, the only achievements you won't get is there for each of the different character classes. There's an achievement for getting a certain amount of kills with their special ability, and you don't get their special ability till level 5. So I'll go and do those offline, get each character to level 5, and get the amount of kills that I need with those specials off stream. But basically everything else is all going to be on stream, getting 100%.
I think on Xbox the only Borderlands game I don't have achievements for is the new Tales of the Borderlands.
I've done Tales from the Borderlands. I have not yet done new Tales from the Borderlands, but I do own it, and I will be playing it at some point. I don't plan to stream it, but I will be doing that at some point as well.
Yeah. So. But I've already done 1, 2, 3, and pre-sequel, and I've already done both 360 and Xbox One versions for those.
Oh,
for
you
the
did
ones
stacks.
that are available. Yep.
So yeah, I did the 360 version of Borderlands 1 and 2. I wasn't planning on doing any more Borderlands games, so I wasn't a huge fan of them. But that's because I played them mostly solo and they were boring. But in co-op, it's fun. So I was like, if I have someone to play it with, I'll go and play through them again. So I'm doing the Xbox One versions of Borderlands 1 and 2 now. So I'm still getting achievements for it as I go. But that's all on stream. So I'll only be doing that on Tuesday afternoons. I was about to start because the Metroidvania of the month for this month is called Eldorand, and about hour or so that I played of it when I dived it, I wasn't a huge fan of it, so I don't really want to play it right now. And I own it, so it's not like I have to worry about it leaving Game Pass like Monster Sanctuary. I was like, I don't really want to play that, so I want to play some other Metroidvania, because another thing is my goal is to play at least one Metroidvania a month on Xbox, if not more. And so I picked out a couple of the top Metroidvanias I want to play, and I went to the Discord bot, and I'm like, hey, here's 4 games. Pick for me one of these at random. And so it picked Crypt Custodian. So I was about to start Crypt Custodian. My plan is to do it this month because it's not a terribly long game. It says like 12 to 15 hour completion. I was just about to start doing that, and then Nerdporial asked me to come on his channel, so I'll be on his channel 2 weeks from tonight on the 18th, and there's a Metroidvania that he wanted to talk about called Time Spinner. So I was like, hey, if you give me enough time, I'll do Time Spinner before I come on so we can talk about it, because it's also not a terribly long game. It says like 15 to 20 hours, so that kind of preempted it. So that's the game I'm mainly working on right now, is Time Spinner. I'm at 10 of 37 achievements so far. I just started it a couple days ago. So that's what I'm going to be working on, so I can get that done before Chillporial on the 18th. And then once I finish Time Spinner, I'm still going to try and do Crypt Custodian here in September. Is there anything else? And then, as mentioned, I'm going to be continuing the Mega Man Powered Up for as long as it takes me, and Mega Man 2. I'm going to get through Mega Man 2 and hopefully get through some more of the Mega Man classic games. So that's kind of the plan for September. So, but yeah, so that will about do it for tonight. Anything that you want to shout out, dude, before we go?
No, because I'm not really streaming yet because I'm still cleaning up some things. So,
okay.
Hopefully this is the last bed stream.
Last bed stream, yeah.
Okay. It's not very comfortable to sit here for long periods of time.
Oh yeah, the back is probably not too terribly comfortable.
No, so it's not designed to be. Even with the pillows for helping bracing, it still isn't helping.
All right. Well, yeah. I hope you're able to get all that situated. I'm glad to talk some more achievements with you this month. So, for myself, as mentioned, before Monday, I will be on Carl's channel on Sunday night for a permanently delayed episode of Legacy Loading. It's been rescheduled like 3 or 4 times now, and hopefully we'll finally be able to do it. But Gino and I are going on Carl's channel. We're doing a Legacy Loading, and we're talking about Mega Man. So that's going to be fun on Sunday evening over on Carl's
one
channel.
thing I could mention it.
Go for it.
Melee James is doing Gifted Games Gallery on Saturday, and he's finally doing my game.
Oh, okay.
You suck at parking.
Oh, that game looked interesting, because that's on it either is or was on Game Pass. I don't know if it's still on Game Pass, but that looked like a fun party game.
It's not really. I don't know if it's a party game because it's like it. I mean, I'm pretty sure it could have some party game mechanics for the multiplayer, but me and my brother just decided to play it because I had it on my shelf, and it was just the single player stuff was just stupid fun.
Okay. So yeah, that's a good shout out. Gifted Games Gallery is on Saturday. I should be able to catch most of that. So I'll want to see that. So shout out to Melee, the Melee Games channel. They're good people. So, but okay, yeah. So Legacy Loading at Carl's channel on Sunday evening. Then I'll be doing Other M for Metroidvania Monday on Monday afternoon, and then Tuesday, Jason and I will be continuing our playthrough of Borderlands, and then Tuesday evening, I'm not going to mention that because I don't know if it's going to be live or not. It was supposed to be last night, but we rescheduled to next Tuesday. I don't know if we're doing live or pre-recorded or whatnot. But it is retro achievement related. So next Wednesday night, I'll be on Carl's channel again. We'll be talking Space Marine. And then next Thursday, a week from tonight, we'll be doing the next episode of Top 5. We're ranking our top 5 favorite Rareware games. So,
so you're changing it to Thursdays?
Yeah. So, because of Jason's had a bit of a schedule change, we had to move top 5s from Tuesdays. There's still going to be every other week, but we're moving it to Thursdays rather than Tuesdays. So Tuesdays, as of right now, are just party chats, and then I may switch open mics to Tuesday nights, or I may switch open mics to Wednesday. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with open mics yet, but we're switching top 5s to Thursday nights in order to for Jason to still be able to be my co-host. So that it will be for the foreseeable future. And then the next episode, I'll mention it. The next episode of Top 5 is on the 25th, and that'll be Top 5 first games in a franchise. So I think we have 2 people on that one already, but we only have 1 person for Rareware games. So if anyone wants to be on Top 5 Rareware games on next Thursday,
all I know is Halo CE better be on some people's lists.
I have not built my list for top 5 first games in a franchise yet. That very well may be on it, but I haven't done my homework yet. So with that, had a great time talking achievements with you every month as usual, dude. So,
yep.
And Nightmare, thanks for hanging out for the whole time. And the rest of you guys who were lurking or were here for the whole time, Rocker Dude, Phoenix Santos, and Edgewood, thanks for hanging out and listening to us talk about achievements. So you guys all have a good night. We will see you later. And as always, in the meantime, game on.